All right. So first thing we're going to crack off with is board positions.
Sir, go ahead. I would like to, for the sake of this new guys, to get a little bit more familiar with how we're going to do things, is to put this towards the end of the agenda instead of the beginning, so that we can, you made up the agenda, you guys created this, and let's just kind of run through that, and then as we get to the end, let's decide.
I hear you. I'll still run the meeting tonight.
Awesome.
But I think this is one of the first things we need to knock out, just so we can make sure that everybody's on board. So if there's stuff's going to come up in here that's going to be germane to each of us, if jobs change, if whatever changes, I think that's going to be key. Okay. So I'd like to continue on with it, and I'd like to kind of construct this around making it a discussion. Everybody here we're all equals, we're all one, and we all have one vote on each of it. So and always going forward, that's been my philosophy. So I'm gonna keep that one rolling. That said, what I'd like to do is have each of us give your top three. What are the three positions that you feel you can have the most impact in with the group here? And I anticipate that there will be more than one of us to do not get it. So once Stephanie's going to be recording, more than one of us will not get our whatever we think is our number one. I fully anticipate that. Stephanie's going to keep a recording of it, and then we will vote on it as each position comes forward. Okay, and so if you would please, we're going to go down the line, and each person say, here's my top three, and here's why I think I can be the best of it and do this thing the best for the community. So actually, Brenda, would you start please? Since you're we'll start on the right.
President, right? President, right?
Yeah.
No, you want it?
No. I think the position I would be better served in is the secretarial position. To me, I think it doesn't sound like a very lonely position, but I think it's fine. I would rather do that because I feel like I'm in a learning situation for the whole ESD4 board. So, if you had an MAL, I would do that. So, but I think secretary is fine because I think
What would be your next two that you would think, and why do you think you're a great secretary? I guess is what that impact piece.
Well, just because when I was young, I always wanted to be a secretary, number one. Always, but I guess my other position would be maybe assistant treasurer, and I guess behind that maybe treasurer.
Okay. Awesome. Got it, Pat?
I'm new, and so my observations over the last...
You're not new.
You're not new.
My observation over the last few years, I think that people have a lot of great talent to bring to this board, and I'm kind of like you. I appreciate anybody that takes off from their real life to come down here and work for free.
Sure.
Nobody's getting paid. We all have meat in the game. We live here, and me personally, I have mixed feelings. I feel like you're doing fine in the position that you're in. I commented to Patrick earlier before the meeting. I've been involved in the ESD side of this since pretty much the beginning, and after reviewing the financial reports, I got to tell you, I was excited and happy. I've never seen a better set of financial reports, and looking at what he's doing, the breakdown, copy the bank statements, there is the transparency that I think we owe the public, always have, and I'm sorry to say I don't think it's always been there. So, having said that, I would personally like to consider myself as the VP. I have 45 years experience. I have a decade as being on this board, 6 previous years. I don't want to mix up where we're going, but I will tell you that whether you're the president, vice president, secretary, treasurer, we're all equal on this board. And so I don't care who runs the meeting. What I care about is what ends and where we're going and the transparency that we give to the public. So having said that, that's my recommendation.
Okay. And what would be your President? Yeah.
I fully agree. I believe I'm familiar with Brenda. I think she'd make a fine secretary. I know our newly sworn-in member has a lot of talent to bring to this organization as well, having served in government, so I know she has a lot of skills. I'll leave up to her to tell us what that is.
Yeah.
But I think from not knowing everybody and everybody that I do know, that's my recommendation. Now, I do think that the secretary and the assistant treasurer should not be one and the same. I like that divided up.
Yeah.
There's a reason that the Texas legislature made 5 positions. It wasn't by accident. There was an intent for that reason. So I'd like to see that separated.
I'm sorry. Y'all did see what I sent you? I think it was the last page after the that kind of lays out. This is what we approved last year for positions and kind of how everybody's going to hash out. So
there's president, vice, secretary, treasurer, assistant.
Well, I saw the titles. I'm not quite sure that the definition of each one is clear.
Okay.
I'm not quite sure that I'm willing to relinquish authority to one person on any particular issue. I think we have to work as a board.
Yeah, no.
And so I may have not misunderstood. I may have kind of misunderstood that, right?
Yeah, the reason that we laid those out last year is just to kind of make sure that we're all like, all right, I know that. I know Patrick has been primary on
yes.
on the numbers,
yes.
and that's been really good because he can just focus on that stuff. And like this last year, he knows that I've been primary on all the external dealings.
Yeah.
And the baby kissing, if you will, and the baby shaking, hand kissing, all that. And so it's really relieving. Now, am I on this stuff? Yeah, I'm on this stuff. And then vice versa. We've always been making sure that we're watching, but having the positions of it. And I think that's the whole purpose by having when the
I agree.
Later on,
primary, so that we're not stepping on each other.
Yeah, right.
I agree with that.
And if you notice there, I also indicated that obviously the vice would be the backup to the president, but it's also backup for one of the backups for the treasurer, and the assistant treasurer always do. So there's backups, there's redundancy that's in there as well. So that's kind of my logic on that from last year, and then we can talk about that too.
I couldn't use an iPhone person. I couldn't use that.
You know what? Someday you'll be a cool kid.
I won't. I'll be honest with you, I wouldn't shy away from being the president, but like I said, you've been here. I want to see where we're going. I want to see where we're continuing to go. I read your information. I liked it. I think that, do we have the floor now, or are we just going to rush along?
No, go ahead.
It's been a tough year.
For you?
For this board.
Oh, yeah.
It's been a tough year for the public.
Been a good time, yeah.
Me personally, I'm not real happy with our public relations interactions that we haven't had. If you look at 775 in the code and the safety deed that we're getting to go to, there's a heavy emphasis on who the stakeholders are. Mm-hmm. We're here to represent the public, not ourselves. We're here to represent and get their feet in on what they want, not what we want. It's their service, and I want to see us focus more on interacting with our stakeholders in the coming year. And I know that in your outline you mentioned that as the president, and I applaud that. I think that's critically important. Being on the outside, I have the privilege of hearing rumors and ex-rumors and truths and dislikes and likes. And we can focus on the dislikes and get angry. I don't like to do that. I like to focus on what's the truth and then try to resolve those things. The same way you guys have tried to resolve some of the issues that you tackled when you came on board. So that's just all I'm about.
Appreciate it. Well, I'll take it from here. I would like to continue on to do another year as president. I think that we've had some challenges. It's been a heck of a year, and I want to. There's some things that I'd like to get done over this next year that I don't think I could do in another role. I just want to continue on kind of building the organizational structure around what we do, and then we need to get those reporting things in and all the other pieces that we need to put together, and your communications piece. And I mean, quite honestly, we didn't have the luxury of a really heavily involved board over the last year, and it's been
tough.
Patrick and I have had a good time. But anyway, my second one would be vice, and then after that would be the assistant treasurer.
Okay.
That would be my preference. So, Patrick?
So I would like to stay as treasurer. I've got 36 years in QuickBooks. I've been in this since we got here to clean it up, and to make sure that the board knows exactly what we've got in the bank and where we're at and what we're doing. I believe, as Pat said, that this is public information. This money does not belong to us. It belongs to the community. And so I want to account for every penny. My second go would be assistant treasurer, and then vice president. But my true due right now is to stay in as treasurer to keep this going.
Good.
You have the floor, ma'am.
Well, actually, I was thinking of vice president, but I think Pat would be much better at it. Assistant treasurer would be, let's say, my first, because the numbers are my thing, but I'm not, after seeing what you've given us, you got it. But I would love to be your assistant if you needed me to run and do something. I can.
Sure. Be careful what you ask for.
I mean, you know.
Just be careful what you ask for. I'm telling you.
Well,
But it's always good to have multiple eyes on what's going on.
Yes, and you can say, hey, what do you think of this? I can tell you what I think of it, and then you might go, but I'm good. I think I'd be good as your assistant. I guess then the next would be vice. I don't want to be president. And I'm just going to tell you, I don't. After my council days,
Linda gets that. We all get, several of us get that, right?
yeah.
Okay, Stephanie, can you tell us what we got there, please?
Okay, so far I have Steve Smith, number 1 president. Nobody else has president as 1. Patrick Dubose, number 1 treasurer. Nobody else wants treasurer as their first pick. Brenda Butler said secretary. Nobody else said secretary. Debbie said assistant treasurer, and then Pat, vice president. So if we all go by your first picks, if y'all choose and vote, that's pretty aligned.
Well, then I would say I'll take a motion that we approve the first choice of each of the commissioners.
I make a motion that we follow the first choice of each of us in the positions that we would like as our first choice.
Second, thank you.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
No.
So carried. Thank you for that. It's not always easy to kind of thrash through that with folks you aren't 100% familiar with, but I think it's really key, and we can move forward and kind of get things rolling here. I also want to make sure we're always rowing in that same direction, and I want to also reassure everybody I have no intention of doing another year after this one as president. I can serve in another role. Okay. So, do we have any? We don't have anything from citizens, or do we? I didn't see any names up there. No comments from the crew.
I just got sign-ins. Did you all want to talk?
No, that lasts a long time.
Okay.
Oh, that's last month. Wow.
Since we don't have any citizens, I would like to say thank you, Devine News, for being here and doing an excellent job of recording our meetings, because you give the citizens the information they need to know. So far, the best way that's been done.
Yes.
I need to get my camera deputy a nice close-up right now.
He's our citizen. Jerry?
No, he's our citizen. Okay, let's move on to December 2025 meeting minutes. Wow. That is
Behind H.
Hotel. I'm sorry. Okay, has everybody already reviewed these or not?
I did.
Really, it comes down to the three of us who were here for this meeting.
I'm not going to vote.
So my review of this, it was on personally, but I didn't see any issues there.
Wasn't there just 3 of us here in December?
Well, there's 4 of us, but Tony's gone now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's right. Tony's gone.
I don't think I made your meeting, so
You weren't here,
yeah.
I was at the meeting, but I don't think I should vote on the minutes.
I mean, I think that's appropriate, yeah. I agree.
Yeah. I was here. I thought the minutes were fine.
If there's no issues with it, I'll take a motion that we approve the minutes from the 3 of the 4 who were here.
I make a motion we approve the minutes from
Second.
December 25th.
Okay, all in favor?
2020.
Aye. Any opposed? All right, so carried. Thank you. Okay, let's review, discuss, approval migrating web and email accounts from Strikingly to an in-house system. Stephanie, can you help us out with that, please?
We were asked by the board to look into the cost of merging into it's called like Microsoft 365, where everything is a bundled package. And for email purposes and to work alongside the website, because we're trying to streamline working with ESD2 and ESD1, who y'all contract right now. The cost will be $25 per user per month for those programs. The cost will be covered under the contract services that y'all already paid to ESD1. So that's a bill that y'all won't pay out on a monthly bill. It's already contracted in y'all's services.
What are we paying for?
The $25 a month per user for the email.
So we're already on their system.
So we're all under the same umbrella.
No,
yes, sir.
we're still under Strikingly.
We're on Strikingly right now.
And
Well, I know what you were on, but she just said we're paying ESD1 for something.
No, that's not what I said. I said that in researching this, the cost would already be covered with the agreement that y'all are paying them already for contract.
So you're saying that there would be no additional cost, we would only save off of the Strikingly accounts?
So,
And that would provide us what?
It'll provide you with an email to where y'all can get on our Teams meetings, y'all can get everything, and then under the same, to where we can all talk to each other if need be, and then the website.
now
If you dig deep into the system, you're going to have access to a OneDrive that's going to have access to all the documents.
OneDrive? Okay.
who's
You're going
driving?
to have access to...
It's called OneDrive.
I know what OneDrive is, but whose is it?
ESD.
It will be y'all's. Y'all will be...
Yes.
It'll be...
So we're buying 365.
Correct.
That's the bottom line. We're not buying somebody else.
But y'all will not fit the bill in another bill like you bring to the table every month. It's already included in the contract price that y'all pay the one lump sum to ESD1 for contract services.
So the 365 though, you've got 5 licenses to give us so that we can get on it? Okay.
Because you're already all on.
I'm still not clear.
Okay.
But
There are 365.
I know what they're on.
We're not.
We're not.
so for
So I'm
$125,
asking that
what we have to pay.
if we go on 365, we'll be on our own system.
Yes.
Not ESD1.
Y'all
Huh?
have your own domain under everything.
But you keep going back to saying we'll be under one domain under their contract.
No.
Okay, I just want to make sure, because that's what you're saying, and so I'm interpreting it. So we want to buy Microsoft 365 to handle our in-house services, our email and whatnot. Does Microsoft 365 also give us web? Okay, and all that's going to be $50 a month?
No, $25
$25 per user.
That's still cheap.
$125 a month. Is that a month? Yes,
That
a month.
includes a website and server and everything?
And you calculated it in much, it would say, also correct.
I was a little unclear on what he sent me, how much it cost for them to do.
$390 a year.
Oh, so way cheaper, because $300, but then every time you go, is it $25 every month?
No, it's a renewal of $25 per person per year.
Per year, right? For the email?
Yes.
Right. And then what's the web
Oh, per
server
year.
cost?
So the strikingly cost us for the annual renewal is $192, and it's $25 per person for email.
Right.
So $366.95 is what it costs us a year for Strikingly.
Okay.
But the problem with Strikingly, now their system is going to be more expensive because we're paying $150 a month. 5 people.
Their system.
$125 a month. So we're paying $1,200 and $1,300, something like that a year.
To who?
If we went with their system.
But it's already built in.
But it's already built into your contract budget.
So there would be no additional cost?
Correct.
So where did the $25? Because I'm with Pat. You just confused us.
I'm just breaking it down to what it really is, but it's already built into your contract price.
Well, we don't even have a contract right now, do we?
No, we don't.
So
we don't
go
have
back to another question. The system that we'll be locked into will not belong to ESD4.
Yes, it will.
Yes, it will.
How? I just heard $1,200 a year. Irregardless of the price, it's attached to your system. Am I correct?
No, it talks with their system.
Am I correct?
It talks to their system.
No, that's not what I heard.
Oh, it no. I would think it
I want an
interfaces with them.
independent system for this ESD. I don't want to be attached, and no offense to you guys. I just don't think if it's public information, anybody has access to it, but they have to come through this board to get it. If our server is sitting in somebody else's company under somebody else's account, that's not a secure server system. It's just not.
The system we have today,
Yes.
you said is $192 a year, and then the $25 a person, is that per month or per year?
Per year.
Per year.
Okay. That's where I was getting.
That's per account, and we have
5 accounts.
now we have more than that.
We do?
We have the admin account, and we have another one too.
She currently doesn't have an email, right? Do you have an email through Strikingly? No.
Now, but if you pull up a Strikingly,
You have to create you can create your own end Strikingly.
yeah. So in the Strikingly back end, it's got it has 2 additional accounts.
Yeah, they created
They set
2
up
lieutenant accounts for some reason. That was when Jason and Chris.
Yeah, but there's an admin account. There's a couple. If you go in, you can go back in there. You can see where there's the other accounts.
But you can delete.
Nonetheless, we can delete those. Yes.
Right. So my concern is going back that we're going to have we want an in-house system, and I'm all for that. I don't have no problem with that. I don't care one way or the other. But I think whatever we have needs to belong to us, and the access is ours, and not be someone else.
So let me ask this. Are you saying that? I'm just trying to clarify here. I'm with you. The independence, the sovereignty of it, as opposed to
Right, because if
fully
something
integrated.
happened in our relationship, and
Correct.
I'm not saying it will, I'm just saying if it did, suddenly we don't even have access to our main drive or server system is somewhere else and managed by someone else. I don't like that idea. I think that the CSD board should have its own if we're going to do that.
Well, it will be, from what I understand about Microsoft 365, because we did that to, the city changed to that like 3 or 4 or 5 years ago. But in the job that I had, we changed to Microsoft 365. Also, you have your own entity, what you're talking about. Like, set the server there, it's us. What it does with them is that we can interface and have team meetings online,
We can do that without being on their system.
but it's quicker, it's not...
It's not quicker. I can have internet meetings with anybody on the
From
planet.
my experience, if you're not in 365, you can have some intermittent issues.
Yeah.
If you're doing what she's calling a team meeting,
Yes, and I totally agree with that. I totally agree with that. 365 we can buy on our own. We
Yes.
don't need to be under somebody else's umbrella. And 365, if we buy Microsoft, we can have our own server and control of that server. We don't have to partner with anybody else. And our server will talk to their server, and their server will talk to our server if we allow each other in. But at any given time, they have theirs, we have ours, and we can separate
Is that
if we
how it would
need to.
be?
I just like to have
Question.
that.
Is that...
To my understanding, so if you go to the website now, ESD2 is on with ESD1, and y'all would be the same, where anybody could go to your website that y'all have already, and it just links it all to as one that we're contracted for y'all, and it's just all streamlined.
Well, I think what Pat is trying to clarify here is that the license that we get, we want that to be ESD4, not ESD1 giving us a license, because as he's saying, if for some reason we separate, if y'all have the license, we lose our information. And that's the fear about Strikingly. Strikingly will not allow us to transfer any information out of their system to anything else. So whatever we've got in their system, the potential that we're going to lose it. So I think I understand. So that's the thing that we need to, that I would want to clarify.
We're talking about risk.
Right.
Yeah.
Risk for this separate political entity.
Yes.
That we are separate from others.
So
But
let me go back
Right.
and get some more information.
Clarify.
Clarify, make sure we have everything unanswered that needs to be answered, and I can do that.
okay.
Yeah.
So we'll table this. Take a motion to table it for till next month and put it back on.
We don't need to table it.
We don't need to table it. Go ahead.
Yes.
Okay.
We just need to bring that up.
Please make sure it's on the agenda for next month
We
then.
have no... what do you call it? Figured that out.
Thank you. Go.
Yeah.
No action taken.
No action taken.
Where was the word?
I couldn't agree with you more.
There you go, Patty Wagon. You got it.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, so next up, this is agenda item number 7, is the ESD strategy for 20. Just a quick review, and that's what I sent y'all. You don't need the first two.
A couple of days ago.
Yeah, when I texted you that info.
Is it here in our book?
Yes,
Okay.
it's under J.
J.
So second page on J, or third page on J, strategy year 1, and then we go into 2 to 5. Now, when I did this last year, it was we were again just trying to get develop some kind of a way ahead, and so we could all be singing the same songs. As I said in that letter I sent out, we certainly did not accomplish everything we set out to last year, but we're also OBE, overcome by events.
And a government entity takes a long time to do things. So
It does, and we're the exercise of planning what we want to get done. It oftentimes will just give us that destination of where we want to go, and I think I use the analogy of the road trip. So. That said, I'm looking for input from the board on where do you see us going in the next year? Are there any things that is very important for you to do in ways that, Pat, you discussed the communications, getting deeper in the communications, and how do we get after that. Those are the kind of things that would be good. So let me also say this, is last year we broke it up into operational, financial, and personnel. I don't know that we need personnel anymore because we still had Jason at that point. And we don't have any personnel right now. So the only thing we would have as far as personnel goes is the board's collective training requirements through 779.
Chief and admin.
they do not work for us. They are contracted.
Oh, okay.
Like employee.
Personnel that we actually represent.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
So the hiring decisions of our battalion chief and our admin are under the purview of ESD1, correct? Yeah. And by the way, you know that we share them
Yes.
with 2 as well. Yeah. So,
I have a quick question. Are you going to go down this?
yeah, no, I will. Let's.
Okay.
I'd
The
like
only
to start
question I have is what is YOY?
year over year. So,
Okay.
sorry.
No
I
problem.
did explain that last year, but MOM would be month over month and year over year. It's just abbreviations.
Okay. So pretty much anything on here that says personnel we can wipe out?
I believe so. That's up to the board. And is there another heading that we want to put into there? And by the way, I'll make some cool looking graphics off of this one this year. So
I think that this is a great document. It's a good
the quarterly.
review.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Obviously, like any other business, we have the right and the privilege of moving, changing direction.
Yeah.
But as of today, I think everything that you've written is completely transparent. I think as we get into the budget, and if we may come back to this to make some strategy modifications or not. But until we do the budget, I think this looks great.
Okay. Well, okay. Looking forward. So if you look in 2 through 5, the operational and financial areas, is there? So I think we're pretty good on the financial part of it. Again, Patrick's done an exhaustive amount of work on this one to get us into a place where we can actually have some transparency and really see what's going on. So on that end of it, then operationally, is there things or is there another bucket that you think we need to create
For this year?
for this year and going forward?
I'm kind of thinking Natalia should be a bullet point.
And
maybe that could replace.
that was our one. It was on there.
It's the last page.
It was on.
It's the last page, but it's not on the.
It was on first year because we were supposed to get it done last year. Yeah.
Establish Natalia's location.
Yeah, Natalia said-
Oh, it's
Yeah.
coming up on down here.
I know it's on the agenda, but he's asking for strategy.
Yeah, no, okay.
And I'm saying I think we should put that as.
Should re-put that one up front? Yeah.
For strategy.
Come back around to it.
Right. I do have a question as we're looking at this. When it talks about FTE contract training, what is that? Is that under personnel, so we're doing away with that?
So that was that course we sent Jason to.
Okay.
The contracting course we sent him to.
Okay. And then, okay. Then what is this established regional training center?
That was just one of the things that popped up for the crew is to have it set up as
What crew?
Jason,
for the
Jason
board.
was wanting to do
Jason, we can wipe that out.
Yes.
If you want, I mean,
Okay.
if it's something that
No, I have absolutely no desire to spend any more money.
No, me either.
Well, it wasn't to spend money, but okay. Yeah, good. No problem at all. Good. Totally. So is there anything else from the group? I do want to get into the communications piece. There is some stuff, and Brenda, I think this is going to be key for you as a secretary. The public outreach piece is to I'd like to establish a couple of pieces on this one. I've been talking to David about it, but we establish some critical reporting that comes in. So anytime good or bad, something comes from the field, that we are able to get that out and communicate it right away to the public. And make sure they understand what's going on. If we screw something up, then we say, hey, we messed this up, here's where we're at, and here's what we got going on. If we did something good, we say, hey, our crews did XYZ, they did a good job, and this happened. That's the kind of public outreach piece I want to engage with. I think it's important so folks have a regular understanding of how do we of whether their tax dollars are being spent, really.
I agree with that. I think in addition to that, we should have a member of this board attend the council meetings in Natalia and the council meetings in Devine as well.
Okay.
Great stakeholders in this thing. I'm not sure about the schools. I wish the schools would get a little bit more involved. I know that the emergency management plan involves the schools, but yet the schools don't know what we're doing. It's kind of like, well, we own this horse and that horse, but they are on two different fields. There's a big blank space, and so I think as a board, we should have established those relationships so that they also know what our capabilities are and what we're doing, because we're going to count on them. And I think Mr. Powers will agree with me, and anybody else that's in this business. When something terrible happens, everybody, the city, the public works department, the purchasing departments, fire departments, EMS, everybody's going to be at that table. And if they don't know what's going on and who we are and what we're doing, we're going to have a cluster. I go back to 1997. We had a big train wreck in Devine. Yep. For those that lived here a long time, we say it's not possible. We've had floods, we've had train wrecks, and fortunately, and by the grace of God, we got through all those things. But good planning reduces the loss of life and property, and I just think that a lot of people call and ask questions, and I know it's easy to say they need to be coming down here, but I will tell you, I'm sure you will say the same thing as a council member, an ex-mayor and council member. We get mad because the public doesn't come, and I understand that. It is frustrating. So what that tells me is if they don't want to come to me, then let's go to them. They need to be part of that loop.
So would this be...
I just think that somebody from this board at any given time should appear at those council meetings in case anything comes up, or just keep them in the loop somehow. Because they have questions. I had the mayor of Devine calling me, I had the mayor of Natalia calling me, and I'm going like, I'm not on the board. So why aren't they calling the board? Well, first of all, we don't even have a phone to call to. They're not quite sure who to call. So again, the break, and we just need to tighten that up and get it squared away. Mm-hmm. Okay. I think that should be part of our strategic plan.
Well, we probably should advise the city our phone numbers and...
Which knows that? Which calls me all the time, but that's okay.
No, I know.
Yeah,
I know that, but I mean, like, city administrator should have it, chief of police should have it, all our numbers for whatever our jobs are, because they might have a question. Hey, we got this bill and it says it's for ESD4, but they should probably call you and talk to you about that.
And that may be true too.
Those happen way more than you think. So,
but they're not. I'm not. I hear what you're saying, and I think the nuts and bolts questions can be directed, but I'm trying to look at it a little bit at 10,000 feet, because right now there is nothing. And so if we're there, if we're in their presence, if they have questions, we can answer them. If we mail out copies of our financial reports, I know that it's critically important that we put it on our website, and we invite people to go to our website, look at our minutes, look at our agendas, look at what we're doing. If they really care, they can go there, but we should show that we care as well. And that's what I mean about reaching out. Same way with any other stakeholders in Devine that wants to participate in getting information from us in any form or fashion, we should welcome that. Does that make sense?
Totally.
I know right now if I go to the website, there's no minutes, and it's not on you, Stephanie, you just got here, but there's no minutes for 6 months.
there are now minutes.
There are minutes.
Yeah, it's not every month. Our site's not very usable, and I think...
Well, I went in there the other day, and the last one is there is like 6 months ago.
Nope.
There's an agenda, but there's no minutes.
Yes, there is. It's under minutes. It's not under agenda.
Then why won't it come up when I click on it?
I don't know, but I clicked on it the other day.
Even if it is there, it's not easily accessible.
Oh no, it is a pain because you have to go under, I think it's under EMS, and then you have to go under minutes. It's not very easy to access, but it's there.
No, I went there to the page that shows the minutes.
You want to hear it?
Can I ask? Sarah?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm totally following you now. If you go to 3, all of them need to be somewhere that someone knows how to get a hold of the board or an individual. For what he's talking about for Brenda to communicate
Separate.
something.
Reporting to
something,
public about
okay, be it like you
constructive
said,
criticism or-
there's something happened today. Something happened today, and she wants to brag about whatever good happened.
Sure.
How do you want her to do that? You want it on Facebook?
Well, that's,
You want to Facebook
this is part of the discussion. It's not how I want it. It's how we want it. Yeah. So in my vision,
I'm asking what was behind the thought.
in my mind, it would be social, and there would be a tie-in to the website so that folks can see that. And in addition to that, it's also working with Anton and with KK into.
I would recommend, because of just a suggestion. I know that the Texas Open Meetings Act and Records Act, everybody has access to whatever they want.
Correct.
But as far as the day-to-day operation of what's going on, I really and truly don't believe they should be calling to get specific information, because some of that information is covered under HIPAA. Because we are an EMS service and we could be violating HIPAA laws if we release any information unknowingly that could violate somebody's rights. I think that, and I've noticed that in some sites they'll talk about an incident may have occurred, but it's there's really not a lot of detail to that. And then it also gives the board or the public relations officer time to make sure that the information that gets out there is accurate and within compliance.
So how would you?
Sense?
And that's actually this would be in a conjunction with Stephanie.
Absolutely.
And so that's where I see the executive function is here.
Yes.
With our secretary.
Right.
And the approvals, all those pieces, it flows through, and so it could be something as simple as Stephanie you would draft up something that would say, "Hey, this happened today," and then get an approval. Yep, good, and then go back. So
could we have like a blog, or they put in the Devine newspaper, they put all the sheriffs in the different cities, Devine and Lytle, and they all put all this stuff on.
Criminals don't have rights when it comes to publications, but sick people do.
sick people do.
Sick people do.
What about sick criminals?
It's a medical record. It's a medical fact. So
maybe we say this. So let me kind of get a little bit of control over this thing here. Can you come back and next month and bring us recommendations on, hey, this is kind of how the public outreach piece of it is. We need to develop, hey, these are the things that are important. We used to call them CCIRs, Commander's Critical Information Reports. So, that's the kind of stuff I'm looking for. Good, bad, indifferent, doesn't matter. But it's the things that would rise to a level, and we, as a board, are the ones who are going to say, hey, here's your matrix, and say, here you go, guys. Here's the matrix that says this happened. Okay, this is what we're going to write about. We're going to talk about some HIPAA stuff. Be careful of HIPAA. But everything would flow through to the secretary and would say, yes, that's good.
So basically, we're going to give them the information that they could get if they came to the meetings. We're going to share.
Well, I think what we're. I mean, in all honesty, and correct me if I'm wrong. In all my years in service, typically when my phone rings, if somebody's not happy. I mean, really, it's just I'm not happy. I don't really want to put that on Facebook. First of all, it hadn't been investigated. Don't know if what they're saying is factual or completely accurate.
Emotional.
You always want to get the other side.
It's always going to be emotional.
But I like the idea that we have somebody on our board that any member of the public can call and share that information with her, and then she can move on that accordingly. If it's operations, something happens out in the field. Let's say there's a massive accident on 173. Me personally, that man sitting right there is a guy that he's on scene. He's going to be command on scene. He can relay that information back because he knows what's going on, not us. I don't really want to get into that as far as board members are concerned, but if there's a problem and the public has questions about it, then that comes through Brenda.
So
Because everybody has questions about everything.
we can implement, I just want to make sure that there is some oversight on it
Yes.
from the board. We can certainly implement something on that. You know, that all heck breaks loose out somewhere, and David's on scene, and then he can come back and say, this is what went on, Stephanie helps out, puts it all together, and if there's any questions, if there's oversight, we develop a policy over exactly what you're saying.
I agree. And I think reading the Texas Municipal Code under 775, as our contracted vendor, you're supposed to have that policy already in place. Am I correct? And if you wouldn't mind, I would like to request as a board member a full copy of that policy.
What policy are you talking about?
Communications
Their
policy?
operations policy.
That's not under 775.
It is. Go back and read it.
It's not.
I'll send you a copy of that, and I'll copy to Patrick and any other board member that the language that's there, and it actually talks about we're supposed to have that. So I think that would clarify our concerns and how that might want to be laid out, because it'd be crazy if we laid out one thing and it conflicts with what they already have.
Okay, but that's not in 775.
Anyway.
That's in a policy thing that we might come up with, but that's not.
And
in the law.
if that's what we need as a policy, then that's what we do.
Right.
It's fine.
Well, I'm hearing like three different things out of all of it. There is absolutely,
Well,
we're not standing on one path and merging. We're all on a separate path doing this. Question for you. Are you talking about, like you said, a major accident, something happened, blah, 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 and we want to put that out to the public? He already, or you do, whoever
Somebody does
your stuff on ESD1. It's on the ESD1 Facebook page.
So it says down,
But it'll say Devine, what is our station number, 60? 20? Okay, 20, service this and did this and saved this person or saved this cat. But whatever happened, they're doing that part already. Because I know our guys and ladies would be there too if it was a big accident. So I've seen them where they've said stations for Devine were there.
right.
Yeah.
So I get what you're saying, but that is actually being done. Maybe not on our own page.
Stuff like that is mainly for road closures. Hey, avoid this area.
Right.
Right, but I mean, I have seen some
Yeah.
where I'm like, oh, look at that, look what they did today. So they were busy, but what you asked earlier was, like, let's just use the call log, the monthly call log. Is that what you want?
No. Just the things that rise up to a critical level that we as a board make a decision that this is something that we want to have, the public understand what's going on. Not going to be the day-to-day stuff. Not going to be, we went over to, Miss Jones' house and did yada, yada, yada.
Okay, so I think what we need to do is make a definition of what that critical is.
Yes, and so that's where I come back to the secretary to develop what are those critical pieces for communications.
That's why I said, I'm not
Hearing everything else.
Okay,
Yeah.
so can you
Yeah.
bring back next month, bring us back a policy, kind of some framework that we can go forward with that would kind of achieve what we're just talking about, and how does that we implement the use of our full-time staff, and then to give the board, because we're policy setters here, we're not executors, so to set the policy that this is how it's going to work. Cool. Please bring us back. Now, regarding your discussion about the city councils and the school boards, is there any other external agency?
Not that I can think
School
of.
board. He just said
I mean,
Chambermaid's, Devine and Natalia.
I don't know what other. We have a lot of connections, obviously, to the fire department. Of course, I see a member of the fire department that's here. I don't see a member from ESD4 here, so, but that whole district is our district.
Sure, yeah.
And so I just want to make sure that everybody that's stakeholders in emergency response of any kind, and that's certainly the cities, that they know what we're doing and we know what they're doing, and we're all part of the same plan. There's a master plan out there, and I'm not kidding you. It's been out there for years, but I'd be willing to bet if I ask anybody of those sitting over there, no offense to any of you, maybe Mr. Powell or anybody else, they don't know what that plan is.
The master plan.
The county has a plan. They spend a lot of money on that emergency management plan. The city of Devine has an emergency manager.
Yes.
They spend a lot of money on that plan. And where are we in it? Do we even know where we're at in it? Do they know where we're at? I think there's a big disconnect.
There is a master plan.
And I begged the city, God, I hope they're not here, I'm going to make them mad. I begged them, I said, when I show up in an ambulance, and I don't know what role I'm supposed to play, I'm lost until somebody else comes. Who's the right person? Who's going to be in charge? We make an assumption that we know. And then you find conflict. I made a fire last year, and I found 3 chiefs at that fire saying they were in charge.
3 different chiefs.
And sent 3 ambulances
to run ICS, right?
in 3 different directions. And that's not in the best interest of the public.
Right.
If we're communicating, that kind of stuff won't happen.
Okay.
So, for the city, it was Chris Andrews. I don't know if he still is the emergency manager, but he was up until May. So now that we have a new police chief, I don't know, maybe they... But I would say that's who we need, whoever is going to do this needs to go contact to get the city's emergency management plan.
I don't disagree with you, but I think if the city council is aware of that, it will ensure that the people who are supposed to be doing it get it done.
Well, again, they're the policy people. They have a city administrator and a chief of police to do the work. So we need to go
But
to...
it'd be the same as if somebody walked in the door here, they would say, hey, can I get XYZ? They would ask us, and we would go, hey, give them XYZ. So it does need to come from the I agree with you. It needs to come from the council. They're the elected representatives. They're the ones who are,
okay.
And but I tell you that, I say that only because that's my role.
Yeah,
that's the role of the president.
Right.
So that's to be involved with those. So
what I'm telling you is the council's going to tell you, go to the administrator or the chief.
Right.
So...
And I understand the chain of command.
I'm with you, but David's going to be sitting right next to Butch at a meeting, and he's going to go, okay, and David's going to just call me later. I will make it work.
Okay.
We got it. It's me. It's on me. So that's on me over the next month is to set that plan together between the 2 cities and actually the 2 school districts as well. Okay. Is to be involved with those 2. So
thank you.
Now, if I will be attending all the meetings, no, I might need some help with that from you guys.
I would be more than happy to help you.
But
in that regard,
that's something I'll bring back to everybody and say, hey, here's where I need some help, guys. Okay.
When do they usually meet? I mean, I would be...
I got to figure that crap out.
At 6 o'clock.
Okay, so we have what I'm looking at here is an overall communications plan. That Brenda's going to come back and say, hey, here's the stuff here's how we're going to get public outreach piece, and then I'm going to come back and say, hey, this is the
It needs to flow.
The baby kissing part.
Okay, sounds good.
Is that good?
Yes, sir.
Is there anything else that you guys can see that we want to add into? How do we operate as a team over the next year, and then putting it into the out years? Is there anything that we're missing for the out years as well?
I don't have anything to add.
Good?
I don't know anything.
Anything from the community you think we're missing?
No, I think on that whole subject.
I'm sorry.
No, you got
I'm
it.
sorry, I'm Linda Dunn.
Oh, you're going to start running the meetings, by the way. No, you are.
No, I didn't sign up. But basically, the county has a emergency management.
Right.
Yeah.
The cities, each city has somebody that's appointed to be that,
Right.
and they too should be contacting you as much as y'all them, and they probably are with the EMS and fire.
I agree.
I completely agree with that statement.
Yes, because it's required by the state of Texas.
Yes, ma'am. It is.
We hire her as a consultant. No.
There you go.
She says no. She says no.
Sorry.
Volunteer before.
Make it go to work.
Stop it. You used to stop.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, we've got some homework. So 2 of us have homework.
See, I had Mark Chadwick as the emergency management coordinator. Did you have him?
And we're gonna revisit the 26 strategy piece. I've got some marching orders from you, and to put that together and then bring it back to you next month.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. With that, we're going to go to agenda item number 9, financial report. And I'm just going to give it all to you.
Okay, so the budget committee report, we won't start budget committee until either probably May, so that we're ready to go in July. So that's just an item that stays on the agenda. The bills, if you look at L, if you look at the back of L, I've got a listing of all the bills there and what's going on with them. Let's see. Well, I forget. It's actually midway through. It's kind of in the mix. There's a list of bills for review. It's an Excel spreadsheet.
Did you find it already?
Yeah. It's
About buried in the middle.
Buried in the middle? Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Here we start over and go to the middle.
So this 2,200 is our standard bills.
So let's go down to the bottom, the disputing. That's the fun one. So Zoll has us that we owe them somewhere around $14,000. We show that we had a check that we paid them for $13,986. It's run through our account. I've sent a copy of that. And if you look at the next page, the Zoll rep sent me a spreadsheet showing that they are holding $22,000 credit in an account of overpayment, but they're still trying to collect from us. So that is definitely, I'm disputing that, I'm not paying that, and we're going to get that clarified.
That includes the 12,000, the 438,
If
and
you
the
look at
2,200.
this is the spreadsheet that she sent me, the next one over, and you look at their showing that in account is $22,066
That they received.
that they're holding as credit.
And not putting it towards anything.
Right. So what happened was when Zoll we bought the stuff, we were supposed to pay 20% a year. Somehow there was checks written for the full amount of some of the items. And instead of saying, okay, y'all paid that in full, we'll take that off your account, they just took it. They just took it and put it, they're getting interest off our money.
How long do you anticipate this is going to take?
I just started this
And what's the way ahead?
on Friday of last week, and so we're emailing back and forth. It takes them, they're up north somewhere, Minnesota or Chicago or something, and it takes them like 5 days to get back to me. So it's a long, tedious process. The other one that's on here is AT&T Fiber. AT&T Fiber, we had 4 accounts with them. They've closed 3 of the 4. In one of the ones they closed, we had over $3,400 of credit in that account. And they sent me an email acknowledging that we had $3,400 of credit and trying to figure out where that money went to.
Yeah.
So we're not paying the fiber account, and this has been an ongoing process for 7 months that we've been fighting them over this. They're in Never Never Land. Any questions on that?
Well, I will make a comment and a request is please tie Debbie in on it on the CCs. But the good news is now you have a partner in crime to get after this with.
Be careful for what you ask for.
Well, so we're not paying anybody anything.
On all the
Out of the disputes.
AT&T and Zoll.
Okay.
Yes. The other thing that we got that I forgot to list on here, we received a bill from Clifford Power for a generator
That wasn't us, yeah.
that was $4,524. So when I saw this, Stephanie sent this to me, and I was like, okay, we don't owe them that. After review, they put in the wrong account number. So that
Way to
bill,
go.
So it's not ours.
it's not ours. It's somebody else that owes them $59,000.
Well, let them pay it then.
Yeah. A school district in San Antonio, I think, is what she told me.
Oh. So they're gonna,
Yeah, that's gone. That's already taken care of. That's why it wasn't listed on here. And then if you look at our regular bills, AT&T FirstNet bill came in. It showed that we had a balance of $611.34. Checks crossed in the mail for $407. We actually owed them $203. I have a check for that tonight. iPest Solutions. Initially, I was disputing that bill because we have AZAP in QuickBooks, not iPest, and I guess they changed names, so their DBA is AZAP. And so I figured it out. I got that with them. They initially tried to charge us $25 late fee, and I explained to them what was going on, so they're good. So we owe the $92. West Texas Gas. That's a monthly bill along with the City of Devine. I would like to recommend that we put those on auto pay, because by the time that we have a meeting, we're already in late fee. If we don't do auto pay on those.
Do we have to have a motion for that?
We will.
Initially, Steve didn't want to do anything on auto pay, so.
I didn't want to do anything on auto pay because there were so many things that were out there floating.
Right.
And we had an insane number of things that Patrick has reconciled, and I think we're in a way better position now. And I think that those are two in particular that are no-brainers.
I think, question, with Stephanie being here every day, capable of checking the mail, she can, if we don't put it on auto pay, we now have somebody here that can actually take care of our bills instead of sitting in a mailbox for a month and getting wet in the rain.
Right.
Yeah.
But if we don't put it on auto pay, then I have to bring it to us to get approved to pay the bill.
That's a good point.
So I'm just recommending that we either do it on auto pay, or you give me authorization to pay those two bills.
Let me ask this: what's the max on each of those that you've seen come through?
The City of Devine is usually around 400, 450, something like that.
In that middle folder, there's one.
And then West Texas Gas is usually $43 to $50, so it's not.
I say that because I would potentially we just do a pre-authorization, or the board can say, hey, up to $500 we reconcile at the next meeting. So if we said for the City of Devine, a maximum of $500 for it would be approved, and then we reconcile at the next meeting.
I would agree that.
Is that acceptable?
Set that up and
the same thing for West Texas, whatever that number is.
So
that
those
threshold.
you can just pay upon receipt.
Well, yeah, and the thing that I hate about the city is they're going to charge us 3% for doing auto pay.
But what are we paying right now on late fees?
Yeah, we're paying 25. We're paying more than 3%.
So I think the 3% is a good deal. The only other solution that I would see, Patrick, is that the board authorizes you to just pay them when they come in, and then we reconcile at the end of the month when we have our next meeting, so that there's no late fees, and we wouldn't even have to pay the 3%. But I think just paying it late, and I noticed that your payments, we paid like $807 recently to the City of Devine, so apparently we were behind a couple of months. Right. And
yeah,
I know we don't want to do that.
Counts on it.
Yeah, what happened was I went in there because it was under a credit card that Christy had, and so I canceled that card, and then I tried to log in to set up the account, and it wouldn't allow me to do it. So by the time I got back there, the bills had already compiled,
right,
and we owed that much money. So we could do that. The good thing about this is that it's two signatures on the check, so it's not me just writing a check to the City of Devine. It's me and one of us confirming that bill is a good bill.
So I Well, if we still on the agenda, I would like to make a motion that we put both of those on auto pay and then reconcile them at the next meeting. Because it's going to show up on our bank statement.
We have a motion to put them on auto pay, which would incur a 3% fee for the city. Is there a fee for West Texas Gas?
No.
Okay, so put it on auto pay, and then they're reconciled at the next meeting. Again, understanding there's a 3% fee for the city of Devine, and so that's your motion.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'll take a second on that, is there? Or is there a second?
Second.
Second. Okay, well, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, so carried.
Okay, so the other $62 is Walmart. I have it set up where Stephanie has a debit card, and she'll call me to get authorization to purchase items. This was authorized by me to purchase those items. It was ink cartridges and okay. The other two is the strikingly paid for emails that we set up. Direct Energy is $251. That's paid by electronic transfer. And then the rest of this is the per diem and mileage for safety. Now what I've done is on these checks, I've dated them for the 28th, the day that we're supposed to go up, because we're not going up until the evening. And the reason that I did that, my reasoning is that we have had certain board members that have taken the check and not gone to the meeting and not reimbursed the ESD.
You're laughing.
I'm sorry.
You're laughing.
You sound so
And
crazy.
so I set this up so that if something happens in your life that you can't go, you don't cash the check. You
Yeah.
just return it to me. Because we know things happen in our lives. So,
Good idea, Patrick.
now, and I think the other items for consideration, David's going to talk to us about these other items for consideration. I've listed them there. If we approve those, I have checks that we can sign. If we don't, then no harm, no foul. Under the consideration that he's going to talk about for the unit rack for the command vehicle, my thought is that we either split that 50-50 with ESD2, or we let them pay for the rack because we bought the vehicle at $30,000. So that's just my thought.
Say that again, exactly the same.
So the command vehicle, the rack for that is $59.49.
Okay.
So since we bought the vehicle at $30,000, we have that invested in it. My thought is that ESD2, and we'll have to go to them, can either split the cost with us since we're both sharing that unit, or
You understand?
because they.
You understand that? Not approve it. You understand what he's saying?
That's the first I'm hearing about it.
Well,
That's
This is
Yeah,
the
he's going to
discussion
present
point.
this. I'm just making this as a suggestion here.
okay. So, are we going to hear something?
We're going to have to
Yeah,
table it
when
because
Chief
until
Powers-
she finds out.
So, is there a spot on the agenda for him to come?
Yes,
Okay.
under his report.
Okay.
Okay.
So, no action at this time.
Oh, no.
No, that I was just giving you all the update there.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, so I gave you all of the information. It's a lot of information, I understand, but there's nothing hid here. If you have any questions over the profit and loss, or the budget versus actual, or the bank statements, I'm ready to take your questions.
Can you just give us a quick? Doggone it, I didn't see it there. What's in our? What's our retained earnings right now, or where are we at for?
That's going to be in the balance sheet. If you look at the balance sheet.
So I'll just discuss that, please.
Okay, currently, now understand currently is at the end of December. We spent some money, so this is not what's in the account today. But at the end of December, in security service, we had $372,744 and some change in our money market account. And then in our operating account, we had $236,223 and change. In our sales tax account, $292,149, and our savings account 126,280 for a total of 1,027,398 and some change. That number has changed. We have had a deposit that will come up in next month's meeting from the county for $340,000 for property tax.
And which account is that going into?
That's going to go into the operating account.
Okay, got it.
And so when we get to the Texas class stuff, I can talk about that, but since we're in financial stuff, the game plan initially was that we would take most of everything except for the operating account and put that into Texas class to get the extra interest off of Texas class, which is now with the interest rate drop is between 3.5% and 4%. We're collecting less than 1% in most of these accounts that we have currently. And I'll bring that up under the Texas class stuff.
And just to share the discussion, the understanding, we had opted to, last year we had opted to move those funds into there just because we're losing our butts on that one. And I know one of the other ESDs in the county has like $10 million in their bank account, and then they didn't understand that $10 million that's sitting in their account is now worth about $7 million from 2020 when it was how long it's been in there. It's just the amount of loss because of the devaluation of the currency. So when we do that, we lose purchasing power. When we leave it sitting in these accounts, we lose purchasing power. Hand over fist, it's gone. It's poof, it's gone. Yeah, the number still looks the same, but the amount that dollar can purchase is vastly less, just as a result of inflation. So when we see these savings accounts, it's stale. It's poof. The money's it just disappeared. It really just disappeared from our ability to spend it because the cost of everything went up, so the value of that dollar. Anyway, so that's why we were opting to go into Texas classes, which is the only
where you get real money back.
Well,
right?
We're only at 3%.
Well, better than what I get in my savings account.
Yeah, well,
but you don't have to have it as a savings account or a money market.
This is fully liquid too. We can come in and out of this Texas class account all we want.
Yeah.
No penalty.
Right. Yeah. I remember when you talked about that several months ago. And easy access. You don't have to pay late withdrawal, nothing. I thought it was the best deal I'd heard.
It's just better than a 1% savings account or whatever.
For us.
Yes. It's better for the district. It's better for the district. Yeah.
Yes.
We don't have to go back and say, hey, we need more money because inflation. So.
Well, at least we're making more.
We're trying. Cool. But there's only so much you can do when you got a fiat currency and then money's disappearing.
Okay, so the delinquent taxes received, that's people that are paying late fees and late taxes, and I've got that broke up. Now, this due from board members, we need to go ahead and zero that out. That's the incident that I was talking about of not going to a meeting and not returning the money to the ESD.
And is no longer a board member.
Right.
Oh.
The due from others is the same thing. That's just a carryover. For some reason, that's in there twice. Sales tax received, $21,000. That's
it's the same number.
Yeah,
it's just the way you calculate it in there.
Okay.
It's the way QuickBooks put it in there.
Okay.
You notice it's the same dollar amount.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So the total's wrong?
The total is only $459.
Right.
So the second category should not be.
Okay.
Sales tax received for as of December of 25 for this current year is $21,800. And then you can see the rest of the stuff that's on there. And my balance sheet balances out.
Okay, any questions about that?
So in January, we should see that 459.62 go to zero.
Yes, if
January.
yeah.
Well,
if y'all want me to,
that's that we're gonna take a motion on that one. We're a second here, so
That's why I asked the question.
yeah. You got any more?
I do not, unless there's other questions about the P&L or the budget. I mean, if you look at budget versus actual, we're 2 months into the year, so the numbers are not really, Right.
Okay. Any other questions from the other board members?
I did notice when I was...
No, that's what I say. You got any other questions about any other stuff? Go ahead.
The profit and loss statement, I was reviewing that, and of course the budget. And so for the month of December, our net balance is $111,000 under our income.
Yes, because we decided to purchase an ambulance, and then we purchased a spare monitor for the ambulance. And what else did we do?
Third unit. 50 grand.
The vents? Yes. So if you look under Zoll, we also paid off the Zoll monitors at $118,000. We did that with a savings. We took a 10-year plan and paid it off.
So we own 3 monitors.
Correct.
Yes.
And you essentially saved $160,000 for getting out of that.
But we own 3 monitors.
Yes, we own 3 monitors.
And the pulse devices?
Auto-Pulse, we have 2 of those. Right?
And we own those.
Yes. No. The Auto-Pulses are still on a 5-year lease.
Who's paying the lease?
We are.
So we're paying it. So we own basically.
Yes, we own them, but
So
they're
we
still
own-
under a lease.
We own cardiac monitors, we own auto pulses, and we own now 3 ambulances.
Yes.
Okay.
And the third one is this one out here for reserve unit.
What's reserve mean?
Means when another unit goes down, that unit will be pushed into service.
Okay.
For now.
That was a used unit.
Yeah.
Is this for discussion?
You go ahead. What?
Oh, are you asking?
No, I'm just asking, is this a discussion item or just a matter of fact?
No,
It's a matter of fact.
It's already been executed,
We
yeah.
approved it last month.
Sure.
The purchase of it for $45,000 that we bought the ambulance.
Okay.
Yeah, something like that.
I'm curious as to, now I know how we ended up with stuff. I mean, that all happened in 2024, am I correct? 2020. I mean, it was 2024
Yes.
when those things were ordered, right?
Yep.
But now we have it. But we're contracting out the service. Why are we still investing in equipment?
Because they're not going to invest in a third, in a backup unit.
When I saw the proposal that came to this board, he put that in the proposals.
Put what in the proposal?
The third unit was part of his proposal to serve to add that unit. You guys talked about it.
Yes, with a cost to us.
With what?
With a cost to us.
You got discussion on that?
So, I mean,
I'll forward you the
right
email.
now, Pat, is you have this reserve unit that's sitting here. You have a ESD4 ambulance that's in the shop. It's been in the shop for a month. That unit could be used to supplement that unit, but right now an ESD1 unit is supplementing.
For the record, this ESD, since 2006, contracted out services and never bought equipment. The provider provided all the equipment for 20 years. Now we're buying equipment and providing the service provider with that equipment. Why?
Because all we're doing is contracting the personnel.
Sir?
We're contracting the personnel to ESD4.
So now I know we don't have a contract yet, am I correct?
Soon.
So, but I do want to go back to the proposal. The proposal that was presented to this board said that basically the estimated cost to run the service would be $1.8 million. I have a copy of the proposal. And it wrote down what all those costs were. It also stated that it would take on paying the lease on the ambulances that Devine had. That was in the proposal. It also said that for a third unit, it would be another additional $300,000. That was in the proposal. But it all tabulated to that total $1.8 million. Okay? That's what I saw. That's what came before this board. But what I'm seeing now, of course I can't see everything because I found out that we don't have a contract. I found out we haven't paid you guys yet. So we're not paying you yet, so we don't know what we're paying. I don't know how much the payment is based on, well, it depends on what we collect. And I get that, but my understanding was, and I wasn't on the board, but I don't understand why we're going to spend $1 million and us provide the equipment. We might as well provide the people too. I mean, it doesn't make sense to me. I'm sorry. And now we're buying an ambulance for $45,000. I see here inside this proposal a possible potential $29,000 taxpayers' money to buy you guys a stretcher to use on the patients that you pick up. This is your service. You bid it.
So,
but but now we're finding out that in September of last year, we had a proposal that said one thing, but this has morphed into something that I don't understand what we're agreeing to. And why so much money?
So you look at it as we're providing the personnel. This is your equipment that we're jumping in to run calls, correct? And if you go that route to where you say, why aren't we providing the personnel? We jump out, y'all jump in, it's still your equipment. Y'all own it as the ESD board. We don't. So if down the road that occurs,
now
then y'all jump in.
That makes perfectly good sense, sir. And thank you for that definition. So my question back to this board is, when in 2024, moving into 2025, the previous board wanted to do its own thing, and the entire public came down here in mass quantities and complained about how much this board was going to spend and didn't want to do that. And that's okay. That's their money. It's their decision. And this board said, okay, we hear you loud and clear, and we're going to change that. We're going to do it right, and we're going to do it where it's affordable. But we've now looking at $1.8 million to run an operation that we provide all the equipment, which gives us a heck of a liability, instead of just, and I'm not making a proposal that we do something different. I'm just asking. All I see is spend. We're not getting anything but medics on the truck. We're still in a heck of a liability. This doesn't look like what was presented last September, and what used to cost the taxpayers a couple of $100,000 a year is now costing the taxpayers an unknown number. And then when I look at our profit and loss statement, we're $111,000, and I know that could change. You mentioned we got a whole bunch of money that just came in. So it's floating like this, but the people on the street that's paying for this service are paying an outrageous price. Secondly, the thing I'm going to just say out front too is we're talking about spending more money to wrap a car. The car belongs to ESD4, am I correct? Mm-hmm. We bought that.
Yes.
We're insuring that car, right?
Nope.
We're not?
No.
I looked at the budget. There's $8,000 in there for insurance.
Yes.
So it's wrong?
For us. It's for us.
Okay. So we're not paying insurance on that car.
No.
But we own it.
We own it.
Right? Is there any particular reason that there's something wrong with the wrap that's on it?
There is no wrap on it.
Yes, there is.
Yeah, there's
It says ESD4.
it's subdued. It was just a discussion point that we had in order to bring it into not compliance, more of they would all appear the same, and so the
I want to appear the same. I want to appear as ESD4. This is ESD4. We're spending the money.
No. Right now, you can't even see the thing that it's a.
But our ambulances don't even wrap ESD4 anymore.
It's the red ambulance out there, not the white one.
I'm sorry?
The red ambulance in the bay is the one that's supposed to get.
I'm looking at the two ambulances. The other two ambulances we own have been rewrapped. They don't say ESD4 on them. They don't say anything. It just says Medina County. We're not doing business as a DBA. We're going to spend the taxpayers' money. I'm proud of this organization, and I'm proud of the service that we can provide. But I think our name needs to be on that. Period.
I can't dispute that.
Huh?
I can't dispute that.
It's my company,
Yeah.
your company, our taxpayers voted for this ESD to be placed into business to run EMS. How we do it is up to the board. I get that. But I want to see our name on that. I want to see us represented, not something that we're not.
Okay, let me clarify a few things that you brought up. One is the $300,000 in the proposal was for manpower for a third ambulance proposed that we put either a peak or a full-time unit on. It was not for the purchase of a unit. We discussed that and we put it on as a capital expense that we were going to do. It's in the bottom of our budget. The $118,000 that threw our balance off was so that we could save $160,000. So we roughly saved $40,000 for the taxpayers when we did that. We, instead of paying the 10 years,
the Zoll stuff.
Right, the Zoll stuff. Instead of paying the note out for 10 years, we paid it in lump sum. So that threw our budget off. We approved that as a budget change last month. And that's why it's on the agenda to approve it as a change in our budget. We talked about that and we said, yes, we're going to save $40,000 for the community. That's what we did. So, yes, our numbers look off, but we have $1.2 million in the bank, and we've decided as a business priority coming here is that if we have bills that we can pay off to save the taxpayers money, we're going to do that.
And I completely appreciate that, because I know the position you were put in, that you had no choice, and that's a fact. Right?
We had a choice.
What was it?
We about owning the equipment.
That was a good business decision.
We inherited the equipment piece.
No,
of it,
I don't.
We made a financial decision in order to.
What I have a problem with is we're just spending a whole lot of money. I see trucks that don't have our name on it. This board sat in front of the community, and I remember distinctly, I was here at the meeting, I went back at his tapes and reviewed the tapes. The board told the public, because this place was full of people complaining about how much the last board was spending.
Well, that's because the last board...
May I finish?
Sure.
I finished. Complaining about the cost. So here we are a year later, and we're spending far more than we were spending before. This board told the public when they were comparing bids and services, well, yes, they're going to cost more, but at the end of the day, it's only going to be about $400,000. That's what the community was told, $400,000. Now, we can't, the 118, that's absolutely no option there. I get that. The lease on those trucks, that we bought trucks that I don't know, they went in a direction the community said, don't do that. And we stopped that from happening, but we still own trucks. So we're still in some ways, still in the same boat. I just don't, and then our name ain't even on it. I don't get it. And then I'm looking at if we want to spend another $10,000, $5,000, whatever, to wrap things that need to have our name on it. I don't know what we're going to put on it, but I know our trucks don't have our name on it. What are we doing?
We actually, this was a discussion point previously that we made the decision to leave the name off, leave the 4 off, is because now there's flexibility of where it's going to go for us. And if they need to bring other trucks over from there, then
they say ESD1 on their trucks. They don't care where they're going.
They're not.
They're very proud of their trucks.
They are now, but they're transitioning so that they.
Well, I'm not worried about them. I'm worried about us. Our taxpayers are paying for these trucks and this service, and I'd like to see our name put on our truck. Period.
Okay.
That's just the way I feel. I think we are not in. This is what we do, and that's what we should be focused on.
Okay.
In my opinion. We have the taxpayers in South Medina County are paying more money for services than any other district in Medina County. Because we're paying as District 4, we're charging them 5 cents on a $100 valuation. District 2 is charging them 10 cents on the $100 valuation. District 5 is charging them 10 cents on the $100 valuation. So why did they vote for all these different districts? They voted for these districts because if you notice, they have their names on their trucks.
No, they voted for the district because if it was one district, it couldn't afford to do anything. That's why we did this in 2006. I was there.
And so was I.
I know.
And we are not going to spend this district's money on doing anything but EMS.
Well, remember, you're saying we're not.
I don't think we should. The community doesn't agree with that. Why are we doing that? And are we legally... It doesn't matter who we contract with. That's not my argument. I don't care who we contract with. If we have a good provider, they're a good provider. But we're EMS. Period. That's it. If we start mingling money, the mission, the creation documents, and this is in 775.
Any money
This 775 says we have to spend all of our money for this district for these services. Period.
Or mingling money.
Is there a place where you see where you're mingling money?
Yeah, I'll send you the documents.
And
Well, I mean, we're taking our truck names off. So why are we doing that? Somebody explain to me the logic behind taking our name off.
It was just about so that the public as a whole can see that we're all one.
We're all one, but we're not paying more taxes.
That is a true statement, but they're not paying more taxes for their EMS service. The taxes are more...
Pay more money.
The taxes are on the the fire sides compared to the other.
We are today, and I don't want to, you guys want to go home, I'll shut up. But today, I'm looking at the budget. We're paying $80,000 to have half a chief.
That's what we agree on, yes.
Yes, half a chief. Where's the other half?
The other half is coming from ESD2.
So we're paying $80,000 for a half a chief. Why can't we pay $80,000 for a full-time chief? This is my point. We're ESD4. We're spending money that goes in other places to help other people. Great. We're an ATM machine. But that's not the reason ESD was formed. My point is, if we're going to be ESD4, if we're going to provide EMS services, put our names on the side of that ambulance, be proud of what we're doing, and let the taxpayers tell us what direction and what they're willing to pay for. It's just that simple. But we're not... It's confusing, and people are calling me saying that I'm watching these videos and I'm watching what this board said that we're going to do, and we don't want to spend this money, and they came down here and made that very clear, but yet we're spending more money, and then we're even taking our names off it.
Well, if you back up, the reason that the community got in such an uproar is because the board that sat here on this side of the table could not explain the numbers that they were presenting to the community. That's my turn to finish. They couldn't explain the numbers to the community. They couldn't explain what they were doing, nor could they explain how they were going to finance what was going to happen. Mm-hmm. They went out and bought the best of the best and signed contracts for 10 plus years for money that they didn't have. Mm-hmm. And so we're trying to clean the mess up. Mm-hmm. So we have agreed as a board that we were going to hire a professional agency to take care of our business, and the $80,000 that we're paying is less than the $140,000 that we were paying Jason to be in this spot.
So $140.
He was getting paid $100,000 plus benefits. Yes, sir.
He was full time.
They had budgeted $140,000 like that.
Yes. Plus they had an admin person. So now we have agreed that with Stephanie as the admin person, and this station is now moving into an admin building. The ambulance is going to be, for Devine, is stationed at the fire station, and the one for Natalia, when we build the building over there, is going to be stationed over there.
And so why is the ambulance stationed at Devine Firehouse?
That all comes down to command and control. Because what you're missing that we're not also getting is the benefit of they have lieutenants that are over there, and we're getting the supervision of the lieutenants are also for our people at the same time. So the day-to-day, or the on the calls, that kind of thing. There's an additional layer of supervision that's coming from the fire side. The fire side's paying for is the lieutenants.
Okay. So what I'm trying to do, if this board's happy with that, great.
Yeah.
If that's our vision, that's what we want to do going forward. But I think we're going to have to somehow, within the next 30 days, get that information out to the public so that they totally understand that we went from spending $500,000 a year, or whatever the heck it was, that total amount, to whatever it is we're spending now. Because last year, you said, and I listened to you say it, sir, the difference between what we were doing before and the difference between what we're going to do in the future now is only going to be about $400,000. That's not true.
Oh, that's
We don't know what that
it's right about where it is. The budget projections. That's what we're looking at.
And the
No,
benefit that
no,
we...
wait a minute. Now just, again, from where we were in the past, from 2006 all the way up until 2025, this entity, the taxpayers of this district were paying around $200,000 a year for everything. Not counting their internal expenses, right? For services.
Right.
We made the provider provide their trucks. We made the provider provide their people. We made the provider they pay their own maintenance. They pay everything. The ESD didn't own nothing, especially after the debacle of 2012. If you weren't here, you were. When we lost the ambulances that we owned because the person that was managing the system lost our trucks for us. But having said that, the entity has always spent X number of dollars, and the service provider was responsible for everything else, which made good sense if that's what the ESD board of directors wanted to do, versus having their own service, because when the city had it, the city owned the service and they paid all the bills. They handed it over to the ESD, and the ESD said, we don't want to do it that way, we're going to do it this way, and everybody was all happy. Great. Now we want to make a change, that's fine. But we need to be more transparent about what that's going to really cost. And my concern is, if we're spending money and we're buying more equipment, and all we're getting is personnel, and I do like the idea of what you're saying. If it's sitting over there, we have supervision that we didn't have here. Completely agree with that. And quality of service is. I mean, I know almost every medic they have on their staff. Quality. I know them all. I've worked with most of them. There's no question in my mind about the quality of service. Mm-hmm. There's not a whole lot of people running around with a red patch on that I don't have my trust in, period. So I'm happy with that. That's not my issue. My issue is what we said last year, what we're doing this year, has a completely different look. Maybe part of it's because of the lack of communication. I don't know. But if we want to move forward, we're going in the direction we're going in, that's great. I just want to be transparent and that everything is out there and people know what we're doing and where we're headed. As of today, I'm very unhappy that we don't have a contract in place. I know it's with the lawyers. It's not
we are all in that position.
That's terrible.
These are just ongoing discussions.
Can we please beat Mr. Ken up and ask him to get moving on this issue?
That was a part of the discussion on Friday night at 9:00 last week.
All right, guys.
And it's not just me. It's also coming from one. Just a moment. It's also coming from one, and I'm sure it's coming from two as well, because we don't have anything on this one right now. You're not off base with that. And it was tough enough to get the real estate contract through him for review.
It's just so sad that we're hung up.
Can we move on to Ms. Devine?
Well, I wanted to kind of answer.
Yeah.
I personally was here for that meeting when that whole bay out there was full of.
Yeah, right.
I mean, I remember I was one of the people upset.
What do you mean, November of last year? November of 24.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
Because, they were raising taxes 45%.
Yeah.
That was one thing, and the other thing was they wanted to go to servicing doing their own, not having allegiance, okay?
Or somebody.
Or whoever. But we all remember before right now what happened, so it was a big deal, and we all came down here, and you were 100% right. The board could not explain, what are we going to do, how many are we hiring, how are we going to do, are they going to have benefits? There was no plan.
They couldn't explain why.
Yes, they couldn't give you the plan. Yeah. So that's why we kind of had a little, as a taxpayer, had a little side issue there. I have been coming to these meetings here and at 2 now for a year and a half, almost 2 years. And I was in agreement. I wasn't on the board, but I was praying y'all would go with ESD1 because I saw the benefit, just as a taxpayer, I saw the benefit, even though we're going to spend a little more money. But like you said, quality, we get purchasing power, which you've already shown us like 2 or 3 times, and we have an HR department. They get benefits, which we weren't going to be able to give them. Unless they went with Allegiance or another contractor. They have a mechanic section. They can work on our stuff for a whole lot less money. They take care of a lot of the bills. Once these get cleared up, they'll have a lot of bills they just take care of. That's part of the package deal. What was the other thing? Their construction, was it the construction department? For when they're talking about adding on...
Building a new station.
Yeah, building a new station. They're going to bring us that. But we couldn't have done, we would have had to be doing all of that. We. I don't want to go find a construction company. I'm sorry. I will if you want me to, but if we got it in-house, we don't have to do it. So as a taxpayer, I was 100% go with ESD1. I see what you're saying about our number isn't on the truck. So can we just get a sticker that says ESD4? And put a sticker, not a whole new wrap. I'm saying, if that is what's really bugging you, which I kind of understand what you're saying, and you know we're not showing us, get a new sticker. Not a whole wrap, just a sticker that says 4. But I think we need to let one go for the first 6-8 months before we say, why did we do this?
Well, no, I'm not suggesting we do anything else. I'm just questioning what went out to the public. And again, I brought this up earlier with talking about public relations and making sure all the stakeholders understand what's going on. Because there's so many damn rumors. Pardon me, I'm sorry about the words. There's just rumors. There are people that are mad because of misinformation. And then there's some people mad because they do have the information, but it may not have all the information. Again, this has nothing.
And we could put out a press release on that.
But I think as stewards of taxpayers' money, we owe it to the public
and that would be fine
to know what we're doing, and that, I mean, it's our service. Our name should be on it. It's kind of like our city. Our name is on our city. I don't know any company that lets you put somebody else's name or DBA on their trucks.
Well, there's no name on it.
It says Medina County, and that's it. We're misrepresenting. We're misrepresenting.
The truck that we're talking about is the one sitting out here in the bay with no stickers on it. The one that we purchased.
No, our trucks, Medina County ESD4 trucks do not say ESD4 on them. They redid them. Yes.
Yeah, they don't.
They redid them.
So, okay, how about this? Just give us the numbers, what it's going to cost, if we wanted to go back to that route, and then the board can make a decision on that.
I'm
not asking we spend a ton of money. I don't want to rewrap them. We spent a ton of money already.
$2,000. I'll never go back.
It's just
but I can buy $200.
We can make it in.
I can buy $200 worth of reflective stuff and put it on there and say who we are.
You need some markers.
It looks like a chicken shack.
No, there are people that do it professionally. You don't have to
So
spend
please get us a number, and we can bring it back to the further discussion next month. That way we can make an informed decision if we want to go a different way. Okay.
Are we done with the budget?
We are, with the one exception.
Yes.
I need a motion on the $459.62. Patrick.
You're right.
I'll move.
To write it off?
From board members?
Yeah. To
I'll make
remove
a
it.
motion that we zero that out since there's no hope.
And specifically, that is the $459.62 is a payment that was made to a former board member for travel that was not executed, and it was not reimbursed back to the ESD. We have since taken action that will prevent that, hopefully, in the future. So that's the motion on the board, that we zero out the $459.
Can I ask you a question? Is it both numbers? You got
Just one
due from board and then due from others. It's the same number.
For some reason it repeated itself.
So it's a duplicate. Okay.
Yes.
So it is to take both those numbers off. Okay.
Yes.
I got you. I just want to make sure.
Again, to be clear, the motion is to write off the $459.62.
Second.
Oh, no. Who made the first?
Who made the first?
So here we go. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, so carried. Thank you very much. Okay. Anything else on
I don't have anything.
financial? Amending budget to absorb the 118,931 from December.
Honestly, I thought that we amended the budget that night, but...
I don't think we did.
Oh, okay. So we need to amend the budget to absorb the 118,931, which was the payoff for the cardiac monitors, the purchase of the reserve unit, and the purchase of spare cardiac monitor that was a refurbished unit.
Okay.
Actually, that number is just the payoff of the monitors that y'all already had in your possession, and then it was the refurbished monitor.
Okay.
My bad.
The van's not on there. Yeah.
Okay.
That was
Okay. So the motion on the table is to, if I'm hearing you correctly, making the motion that we pay off the $118,931.
We've already paid it off.
We've already paid it off, so we amend the budget to reflect that.
There we go.
Yes.
Okay. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, so carried.
Okay, and so to clarify what's going to happen here, because the accountant is doing our audit right now, I cannot go in there and change anything until he sends me his accountant's copy back. So it might show again next month, but we've done it. So when I get the auditor's information back, then I'm able to go in there and fully operate in QuickBooks.
Well, what we'll do too is clear us for the next audit.
Yes.
I'm sorry, did we approve payment on the bills and invoices?
Not yet.
So you did not.
Okay, so we need a motion on that. That's on the spreadsheet?
Yes.
I'll make a motion that we approve the bills as stated.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, so carried. Okay, anything more on financial?
No.
If not, we're going to move on to Chief's report, and David's going to go really, really fast on this.
Sure.
Go.
All right, so in the we got ambulance out of area comes first. So in November we had an average time, Pat, just to clarify what this is. Every month I monitor how long both ambulances are out of the district, just to keep a good eye on it.
Right.
November we were at 2.5 hours per day, but there was no unit in the district to cover calls. We've done measures to correct that, dropping down the low cost unit to cover the city, just so there's at least some coverage. It was at 2.5, and this month, December was 2 hours and 16 minutes. So it's coming down a little bit. We're doing what we can. We can't control the call volume, but we're going to keep an eye on it, and that kind of goes into that peak truck where we might need that.
Thank you.
You got that reserve that hey, somebody can jump on it real quick.
Now, do we have a peak truck in operation now or not?
No, that's what this reserve
Okay,
is
so right now,
looking at for us.
your Lacoste truck is covering those empty hours.
Yep.
Okay.
So anytime both the units are out of service, you drop it down automatically.
Okay.
And right now they're posting up at the 463.
Down by the powerhouse.
ESD5,
Yeah.
Yep. So that's where we're at on that.
How does,
Go ahead.
is your board good with that too?
Yeah.
Okay.
On to the financial report. I have a written report just in the sake of being thorough. We provided the budget and actual for you in all your folders.
In your report?
Page 3.
Page 3. Package right behind very first flip all the way.
Move back. Okay.
It'll be on page 2.
Thank you.
Page 2.
So I'll read through this quickly and stop if you have any questions. Provided the operations budget versus actual for current fiscal year with revenue and expenses paid by ESD1. We are 25% through the fiscal year. Contract costs currently ESD4 has reimbursed some of the direct expenses for monitor lease buyout and on other purchases. There have been some startup costs for this year that will be monitored for how billing offsets. So we're just now getting into some billing numbers so we can offset some of that stuff.
You guys just change billing companies too?
That's going to be February 1.
Okay.
So some of those billing offsets is the stocking of the 2 medic units. Once Pat y'all left, we had to restock 2 units and then the supply room. This has driven the EMS supply budget as we see this as more of a capital cost. We're still pushing Ken to work to finalize the interlocal. I know that was plenty of questions earlier. We're working through it. We had $29,000 in EMS revenue from November. That's from some of the early payers. We're still keeping an eye on some of those numbers. February 1, we'll see if there's any changes. Payroll has been maintained within budget along with benefits costs. Fuel, we had a little miscoding as unleaded. Obviously both units are diesel, but that's been updated and corrected. For November and December's fuel usage indicating staying within the budgeted amounts. The only budget line outside of budget is supplies, which I addressed above. For comparison, last year, for a similar level of coverage but no backfill resulting in significant burdens through mutual aid departments, the district spent over $500,000 between contract costs and the cost of in-house personnel and equipment. I believe by the end of the year we will see a similar total of out-of-pocket costs for the district. The following year will be better as we have eliminated the monitor release for this year. In total, the service billing revenue will drive the district out-of-pocket costs, which will be delineated each month for complete situational awareness. Currently, the district has been supplemented by almost $200,000 until billing revenue picks up and the interlocal is complete. If there are any questions, something else you'd like to see or ask me, just let me know.
So, if I understand your report correctly, Chief, we're pretty much in line with what that proposal looked like way back in September.
The only difference, like I said, is the EMS cost. Just because we had to stock 2 units in the supply room, and that's going to be somewhat of a capital cost, but then you got to stock that 3rd unit if we put that in service.
Right.
So we got
but that'll be the burden of this board.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Some of my administrative duties for the month, I did QA all the EMS reports daily. I provided the communication for you guys for the RAP, for the reserve unit and my unit. Also did a communication for the striker stretcher to go on that unit that's out there in the bay. Did attend we do a chief's meeting.
Who goes to that?
That's the assistant chief, the battalion chiefs, all 3 of those that are on shift battalions for ESD1.
Are you talking the ESD1's team?
Correct.
Okay.
And myself and the chief from Hondo.
Okay.
And we just all meet and kind of intervene. We'll see what's going on, what we can improve, what's going wrong, what's going right.
Chief from Hondo.
Yeah.
Is that ESD6?
Yes.
Okay. Now, is he, I'm just clarification, it's none of my business, but he's hired by ESD6, am I correct?
Correct.
Okay. He's their employee, but they now contract with you as well, right?
He's contracted through ESD1
Okay.
to cover that district.
So when that
It's
chief
the same
meeting,
thing as me.
so that chief meeting is pretty much yourself and all
It's
the other
ESD1 personnel.
fire districts. Is ESD
2, 4,
is
6, and 1.
Now, okay. So I kind of see how that works for your company. If we move in the direction of having better communications and better working in relationships with the folks around us, I've heard your chief mention more than once that he doesn't believe in lines, you know, and so I agree with that concept. I think that as we move forward in the future, I would request that ESD3, ESD5, anybody else that's out there that helps protect our communities in this county, somehow be, maybe not every week or anything like that, but maybe once a quarter or something, so that we're all on the same page. I keep referring back to the incident that we had here in 1997. I keep referring back to, we have an emergency manager in the county, we have one in the cities, but we're so disconnected that no matter what great plans we have on paper, I don't think we could put them into practice. And I think as we're moving to the future with better services and better everything for our taxpayers, we need to think in that bigger box.
You can kind of look at these meetings as, you know, if I call the chief story from ESD6 right now and say, hey, I got a wreck on 173 that's between you and me, I need a rig to come this way.
Right.
It's there.
Right.
And it's due to that communication we have in those meetings that allows that.
Okay.
Same thing with ESD1. If I call the lieutenant at Lacoste right now and say the same thing, 471, we got a bad wreck. I need an ambulance and a fire engine. They'll be there in 8 minutes.
Now, but are you saying that you think the police department should be included in this, or at some point?
Well, yeah, at some point, but I think that goes back to the emergency management plan. But I know that you guys work hand in hand, because I've been out there with you, with all the EMS services and with the fire departments, and I don't know if we're ever calling for mutual aid anymore. Zero mutual aid, except ESD1 is still providing mutual aid because we don't have a third truck. Is that correct?
Correct.
So we're still using mutual aid. Well, fortunately, it's coming from you.
You could consider it mutual aid, but...
No, it's mutual aid. I'm not paying the bill on that truck.
No, but in our agreement, though, that was the buy-in for us with ESD1, is that we would basically be considered as one big district. And so they've agreed that if we blow out both units, that they're floating a unit down, and that's why they don't consider it mutual aid, because we've agreed verbally that we are just one large district to be considered. So they'll float as many ambulances down, or we'll float a unit up that we need to float.
It comes back to that no.
I understand what you're saying, and that makes good sense.
Yeah.
I like that, but I still, no matter how you cut the mustard, we're asking for somebody else's service to cover us. That's what we're doing, and that's always going to happen. You can't get around it. You have a school bus rep between here and Moore, we're going to need a whole lot of help. That's not my point. I'm just asking, are we still using mutual aid? And the answer was zero, but we are to some degree, but it's minimal, obviously, and that's good. I mean, but I have no problem using mutual aid. I mean, if somebody shows up and I'm having a heart attack, I don't care who shows up, somebody better show up.
Yeah, I'm sure the citizens don't either.
Huh?
Whether that's a ESD4 unit or a
exactly. Right.
They don't care. They just want to service provider.
And so I think what we're doing is perfect. I mean, it's great. And we have backfill. 2 hours is a minimal number, I think. But your chief stated before previously, we were looking at 8 hours in a normal day, not having a truck in the district.
Well, and
that's
to
a heck of an
clarify
improvement.
that 2 hours, he's saying that our units are gone for 2 hours. They have a unit here. It's not like we're
Well, that's my
without
point.
service.
No, he said there's only 2 hours that we don't. And that's
an
a
average.
significant drop. Well, I know it's an average, but that's still a significant drop from the average of 8.
I'm looking at November, and there was a day that there was 0 units in the city for 11 hours and 56 days.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, I remember when you reported that.
That's a long time to not have a unit.
Very long time.
But since we have that idea, there's not any lines when it comes to the citizens of Medina County, we can move those units around to take care of that.
Yeah.
So, and that's one benefit of working together.
And I understand that, but remember how you wrap it. I mean, we're using somebody else's service.
Yes.
The taxpayers in ESD1 are paying for those units to be in ESD1. And we all have mutual aid agreements. We'll go help, they go help.
Yeah.
And that's the way the world works. I hope it never stops that way.
No,
we need
we
help.
can't. So, moving on, I also do all of the weekly medical supply orders. We try to move that to bi-weekly, just to kind of get some trends on those medical supplies. We're almost there, but like you know, one day 20s will get used more than the next, and you got to put in an emergency order. So we're working through that. One thing I did start this month, one thing we do is daily evaluations of personnel, especially first-year personnel. But one thing I started this month is a monthly evaluation of all personnel. So I'll go to both stations, sit with every single person, do an eval on them, see where they're at, what they can improve on.
That's awesome.
So operations and training in December, we had 19 certified personnel, completed 281 combined total hours of hands-on, classroom training and activity, with 184 units. ESD4 units responded to 166 calls per load, with an average of 8.5 minutes.
Why do you think it was so low? It's low, yeah. I mean, we're usually sitting around the 200 range.
Yeah, it's just one of those ones. I don't know whether...
That's a low number.
People out of town for the holidays
Yeah.
can affect that, but it was just a little more. I'm sure it'll pick up this month.
Nope, don't say that.
You already changed it.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, we were 8.5 minutes from time to arrival, average.
I was, go ahead, don't let me interrupt. Yeah.
I'm done with this.
Okay. I was looking at your, and I want to thank you for the report, by the way. This is great. Shows the dates, station, what units, where you went, and all that. That's great. Shows I presume that the column on the very far right is when the ambulance arrives on scene.
Yes.
The response time, minutes, very far right. So there's another one in there. I presume that's going to be the chief's truck. So somebody's getting there before the ambulance.
Sometimes that's a wreck that the engine's getting there first.
Because there seems to be a lot of them where it says, what is it? Turnout seconds. Okay, so maybe what you need to do is explain to me what does column number 2 represent? Because I'm showing like travel minutes, first arriving minute says 16 minutes, and then over on the very far right it says 17. Why would there be a minute difference for the same truck? See, that's why I'm thinking maybe there's 2 trucks?
Yes.
Okay, so we have a first responder unit, and then the ambulance gets on scene. Okay. The next question I have is the 166 calls that you made. I noticed that there's 15 calls where you either canceled or didn't make scene. Are those numbers calculated in the average?
Yes.
Can you please remove that from the calculation?
That's good to pick up.
Because that kind of skews the number.
Yep.
You didn't go there, right?
It's still a call for service.
Sir?
It's still a call for service.
It may be a call for service, but you didn't get anywhere, so it skews the number of calls
I can
the actual
the numbers
time.
where it was not canceled and get those for you.
No.
But
Is that what the zeros are?
The skews.
Are you able to pull those out?
I can't. It'll take a little bit of time.
But I think that I understand what he's getting at.
Yes. The board is always in the
If they
past,
arrive on
because it
scene,
does skew
that's
the
one
number.
thing.
If I don't go 8 times, that actually puts a 0 as a response time.
Yeah.
There's no response, so it shouldn't go into the total response time.
Where are you looking at the 0?
What he's saying is it skews the 8.5 minutes from tone to arrival overall on the calls. What he's saying is that if you zero that out and you add that as your total number of calls, the math skews your total time.
So I'm looking at it right here on the good intent call, dispatch and cancel and route blank. That's
Yeah,
not averaged
but I'm
into
looking at too on December 3rd.
That's not averaged into it. That's why it's blank.
Yeah, it is blank. So you
So
don't
that's not averaged in.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then my next question is,
Well, that is.
is there a way you can tell us what your shoot times are? Because there's no, on your dates, there's no times. I don't know what time you get the call, I don't know what time you respond to the call.
So is that your turnout?
Yeah, turnout.
And there,
So that's the first 2 lines. That's these 2.
So you're saying that you're out of the station in 7 seconds, 15 seconds?
See,
Is that seconds
about-
or minutes?
Think about if a unit's
seconds.
already out and about and they
Sure.
catch a call.
Yeah.
Boom, they're in.
Yes, sir.
The first column is seconds, the second column is minutes. So that's why it's a point. So
So-
28 seconds is a half a minute, roughly.
So that's what I'm looking at.
Yeah, so this is
47
second.
seconds.
No. 28 seconds, 47.47 of a minute.
So I got out of the station in 28 seconds?
Like I said, that's if you're out and about and you.
Well, I'm just looking at 4 seconds, 28 seconds, 15
4 seconds is pretty fast.
180 seconds, that's nothing. That's amazing.
Yeah, it's, built directly into the.
I had a conversation with your crew today. I came down here a little earlier to look at the paperwork, and we were just talking about shoot times. And while we were having that conversation, they popped a call, and poof, out the door they go. And this is. I had commented to them where I'm stationed at now in a fire service. I really and truly love to see the way they run to get to the trucks and get out the door.
Yeah, we got to avoid injury though.
You know, I love that. So, and the other thing that I would ask is that if you could investigate, because I'm sure you probably have, some of these numbers that we're looking at, 26 minutes. Is there any particular reason that happened? Is that the 2-hour time that we didn't have anybody here? That's a long response time.
Yeah.
So if you could in the future, just let us know what creates that problem.
A lot of them right now because I monitor the CAD nonstop.
Yes, sir.
So you'll have ambulances that are coming back from the hospital. They're on 35. They pop a call, and maybe they're up north at 1604.
Right.
They start going to the call. We can benefit from the engine that responds to that call, first responding, and starts treating the patient.
Right.
So
Yeah.
that can skew those numbers a little bit.
It looks on that particular, if I'm reading this right, just help me out here, it shows 21 minutes in one column, and then the very far right it shows 26. So was the very first engine there in 21 minutes? And then the reason I bring this up is because people are going to call us, they are going to complain about it, because I've been in this a long time, and we like to give them an answer, and that's a good answer to give them, but until we give them an answer, they're pretty mad.
That's exactly what I was talking about. With that's a critical issue or critical information report that we need to come out. So we set a hack time, and I don't know what that number is. We set a hack time that says, okay, if you're going to exceed.
Well, I don't know. We don't have
10
a contract.
minutes. I don't know what the number is.
Contract time response times are. What do we have?
No, what I'm talking about is the critical reporting piece of it.
Yes.
Is we as a board say, hey, anything over 5 minutes or anything over 7, whatever the number is, then we make that decision.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Anything over that, it requires a run it up. Hey, a text, a discussion. So, and that would come into the team.
And then
not necessarily be published, but at least, hey, we went over our
highlighted on the news reports.
Ma'am?
Whatever number is decided on, let's say 10 minutes.
Sure.
Could you just not highlight that on until we?
No, I'm talking about the day of, because just like Pat's talking about is he'll be walking into La Pasadena over there, and somebody's gonna be like, dude, you know it took him 20 minutes to get to my, and you'd be like, oh yeah, I know about that. Yeah. That was XYZ.
Yeah.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
And just smash before the rumors start.
Exactly.
Because you know how that works.
Get ahead of it.
By the time you tell one person, the 10th person is so blown out of proportion.
And one thing we do have is policies that regarding all scene times is, I'm keeping an eye on this, but that crew knows that, hey, I'm not going to be on this scene for more than 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Or it's going to be a problem.
Yeah.
So, and they're good about it. So,
Yeah. Awesome. And then lastly, again, the past is the past, the future is the future. But I noticed that we don't have a breakdown of where the calls are at.
Oh yeah, we do.
Look up on the
Right there.
It's pretty shiny now.
Blue dots.
We were getting
Blue
that.
arrows.
So that's all 166 calls?
Yeah, that's so they can see too, though. I mean, you did this thing there, but
So, quick question. In the past, I'm just got to get my bearings here. It's the first time I've seen this. Where is this? Devine?
Yes.
That's Devine. Okay. So, this is for the month of December. And is this coming off of your computer?
That's coming from every call that
I know, but is there a place I can get a copy of that?
you have it out there.
I just think that, I didn't know if we had it or not. Did I miss something?
It's on their CAD system. They're getting it off the CAD.
Okay. So
He presents us at the end of the month where each of the calls were.
But I'd like to have that as a record.
This is wrong.
Because
Yes,
I think
this is where we get this information.
No.
He wants that.
I don't
You
want to
you want the
summarize.
pretty picture?
I don't want to summarize. I want to be able to look and say, in a year's time, when we start talking about growing and building new stations, this is critical information.
Give me your email.
Sir?
Give me your email or your phone number, wherever you.
Yeah, that's fine.
And I'll send it to you.
Okay, thank you. I just think it's important for the board to know, because if you're going to plan for the future, you got to know where it's at. I don't want to build a station if we only have one call in that area, and then build a station somewhere where we have.
It's pretty spread out up there, as you can see.
Yeah.
It's a little rough on some of those response times.
Thank you.
All right, just the only truck update I have is that ambulance is still in the shop. Do you have something else?
One last thing. Great report. Does the newspaper get a copy of this?
Okay.
It goes
In the
into
past, they asked for one. Now, if we do that, the only thing I would request is that there are any reference to addresses or names, they be removed from the report. That goes to the paper.
You want the full report or the chief's report?
No, I'm just saying, I know they used to get one.
I think that's a good policy piece for our secretary.
Public relations. Oh, yeah, good point.
So this report
Is to figure out
could go to the paper.
one more thing on the list.
Well, honest to God, anything that you present to us is a matter of public record, and they can get that. Anything that's presented to us is public record. So what you presented to us tonight can go to the public if they request it.
Anybody on this board have a problem with that?
Did it go in the paper?
Because we're in an open meeting and there's a law saying that anything given to us, if it's requested by the public, we have to give it to them. Unless we go to the AG and say we don't think they should have it because...
So that does bring up a good point, though, and it's something I hadn't considered, is should we be removing addresses off of...
We never come down, but we never give addresses because we're paranoid about HIPAA.
Pull the addresses off the report.
And then if someone does
we can keep this. We can keep this as a visual.
Yeah.
But pull any PII pull it off the reports.
Hide
That one, hide the call.
That way we don't even see it and you go.
Now, do you want that on a separate document for y'all to review?
No, because anything you present to us...
Yeah, anything you give us, again, is subject to public records.
So basically they're going to hide the call from us.
No.
No, I think that's the right thing to do, though.
Yeah, because I really don't care about the address.
I care about the address.
Do you?
Yeah.
Well, that address
That's pretty
is
easy.
this.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
All right. If y'all are good with that,
If they hide the...
I just don't want to get in trouble.
But when they print it to us...
Anything that's going to go to public records on that one. I like this. This is
I
general
like that
enough.
too. I do like that.
But anything that can be identify somebody, or somebody can Google the address and go, oh, it looks like Pat Boise.
Yeah, is this in a spreadsheet? Is this in an Excel spreadsheet? Yeah, all you got to do is hide the column.
Yeah,
we're done.
Okay, good.
Okay.
All right, next slide. Any more for the chief, guys? I want to finish up here.
I just had the Medic 8140, the one that's in the shop.
Yeah.
Had an update yesterday. They tried to clamp that line, that AC line, still leaking. So they're going to the vendor, trying to get new lines all the way through to fix that issue.
This is the one that's waiting for Canadian parts.
Yeah, it's at Sims Mark.
It's the second time it's been in the shop for AC repair.
So, same thing.
Okay, the one that we really want to know about is this phone system installed? Do we have a phone here that the public can call us?
We have the phones right now. We're waiting on Stan, our maintenance guy, to come over and install it.
Okay.
And that'll probably be tomorrow or the next day.
When you get that, could you update the webpage and update all of us so that we can put it out to the public of what the phone number is?
And there's her first thing put out.
Yeah, and make sure that that's, when we do publish that one, that we get hours, because I don't want somebody calling here at midnight thinking they're going to get a hold of somebody.
So the update also, if you would, Stephanie, I'm speaking as an individual, but if you would, on my profile on the page, it doesn't have a picture, if you can include my phone number since I'm the treasurer, people can call me if they have questions about finances, I'm okay with that.
As a matter of fact,
Is there
you can
anybody-
put my name and my phone number on there as well. Public has a right to call me.
My phone number's been out to the public for like 8 years. So
I don't care.
Do what? Oh, yeah.
But, you know,
They're not going
we're
to
all
call me.
subject to that.
They're going to call y'all.
Do you have any issue with your number being out there?
Not at all.
Okay, then
Everyone's
please,
gonna go,
all of
I'm
us.
calling Houston?
All right. Ready to move on to the next one?
Go.
All right. So we have the wrap for Medic 8142, as it would be labeled, which is the unit in the bay wrap. Now, got the quote from Conferred. They've done wraps for us in the past. That one's $10,941.
Is that a really good price to you? You're in the business, I'm not.
It's about $2,000 cheaper than we've had before.
It's really good price.
We're expecting around $13,500 for it.
That's we had.
We're getting it.
Didn't we approve that already? 13.5? I thought we already approved the number for that.
We approved up to, I think. I think I'm speaking out of turn. I don't have.
I believe. Can you check that back on previous minutes? But I believe that we approved up to 13.5. I think that's what's the number.
Can you give me a roundabout?
It was either December or November.
I think it was November.
I was going to
Then we
say,
talked about it.
I don't think it was
Please
December, but yes.
please verify. Yeah, it wasn't December because we have December here, so it must have been November. I thought, that we already approved that.
Okay.
Which means he doesn't need our approval for this.
Correct.
Right.
Well,
For 8142.
yeah, we're writing the check, so yeah. He brought back, so we approved up to a dollar figure, and then he came back with what the quote was going to be. Yes.
Okay.
Do we know what the wrap is going to be?
Yes.
What is it?
I can email it to you if you want.
I want to know before I vote.
Unless you want to see it now.
Yeah.
Can you put it up on there? Just curious.
The computer.
I don't know who's doing that.
He's got a laptop over here.
What I have access to on here.
Okay.
What's the C8120?
I'm sorry?
That's the gray one out there. And for some reason, when Jason had that marked, he marked it like a PD unit that's undercover. You can
Talk about
barely
the chief's
see, you
vehicle.
can barely read anything.
Oh, chief vehicle. I'm not an ambulance.
The Chief's vehicle has a subdued markings on it, so you can't see it unless you hit the lights on it.
By the way, I hate those. So.
I do too.
So do we. We're supposed to be seen by the public. We want them to see us, and that's what we. That's why we were talking about restriping that thing, is because it was really cool when I was a cop and I used to drive one and nobody could know I was there. It was awesome.
But when you're not the cop.
When you're not.
Wherever y'all want to. So in the place of one.
But Jason also was the board had approved him to drive home to. Where did it?
No, they did not approve.
They did initially, and then once it all came out, no, we said no.
Oh, that's right.
They said yes, and he was driving to Floresville.
Yeah.
With that thing every day.
So this is the one we probably have already approved.
That's the red one.
Which is the red one. This is The one you just told me about.
Chiefs.
The chief car.
Oh, can I see it?
And now, is that the
And
wrap?
the chief's car.
Oh, yes.
What's it gonna show? ESD4?
That's one thing we're going to have to talk about here.
Okay.
Oh, so this chief car is the one we want to see if ESD2 wants to play 50-50 with?
Correct.
Well, we have to talk to them.
That's a chat, yeah.
But I'm asking, is that
Yes.
the one?
Yes.
Yes.
Since we paid for the vehicle, say, hey, you guys want to share this one?
No, again,
Yeah.
because...
Yeah. Okay, are we good? You got more?
Just have the one for the BC road.
So
The what?
Is that the car you drive now? Yes, that's the car you drive.
We're gonna set that one aside, and we're gonna have a talk with our neighbors, our friends over at too.
Okay, yeah.
With you involved.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So at their next meeting, I'll call Todd and get on the agenda.
No, I just...
They
Is
posted it
there
already?
room in it? Is there room in it? Any flex?
If
Chiefs report. In the Chiefs report.
Well, there we go.
Is your meeting here?
In the Chiefs report.
That's Tuesday, correct?
yeah, it's next Tuesday.
So we can
They
go to
have,
two and
they
say,
have
hey guys.
time if they do it tomorrow.
Okay, we need to get moving, folks.
We need to have the RCC on the agenda for that.
Let's continue mission here. You what?
If you want to have it discussed at their meeting next week, we need to get put on their agenda for that.
Well, that's what we were just talking about. It's already posted.
We could repost it because they're within the 72 hours. But anyway.
Yeah, they could.
Yes, please, let's move on.
Let's move on. Next slide here. Okay, fleet report's done. Chief, are you?
I have one more.
Oh, go.
I have the striker.
Okay.
So that'll be for 8142.
Okay.
That'll be part of that capital cost that we projected of totally filling out that.
This is to outfit it properly. Okay. And that is there an invoice on here?
There is
The 29,174?
29,174 and 5 cents.
Phew.
Yeah.
Where else are we on this?
Say again?
Okay.
If the goal and the strategy was to have a third truck, the board has decided to buy that truck. We've already bought it, am I correct?
Yes.
We cannot put it in operation without a stretcher.
Correct.
Is that correct?
Yeah.
This is a brand new stretcher. Yeah, I wouldn't want to buy a used one just to save money. We have the truck. It'd be foolish not to buy the stretcher to go with the truck, in my opinion. I hate to spend money, but an ambulance without a stretcher is worthless. So I make a motion. We approve the purchase of the striker stretcher for the price that was submitted by Chief.
29,174.05.
Yes, sir.
And
Okay.
the budget.
Huh?
And amend the budget.
Amend budget. Yes, ma'am.
Oh, I have a motion on the board to approve the striker invoice of 29,174.05 to outfit the second unit and amend the budget as well.
Yes.
I got a second on the board.
Yes, Pat.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed?
Nay.
All right, so carried.
Okay, so we're gonna hold off on the wrap discussion until next meeting. Is that what we're doing?
Yes.
Yes.
On the
We have to.
On the BC.
Well, we
The
didn't.
other one, did we?
No, she didn't find it.
Okay, I thought you
She didn't. Yeah, she didn't find it. I didn't see it in my notes.
That one? I'll approve the,
Now, go ahead. I'm sorry.
for the wrap for the 81,
For the third unit.
8142.
Right.
It's numbered.
You saw it. Graphics on.
Yeah, we saw it.
The only thing that I would like y'all to consider is the two ambulances we own are white. The third unit has to be completely wrapped, right? So
It's
that we
red
wrap
right
it
now.
the same, and that we put ESD4 on it.
They're going to look into putting ESD4 on all
Yes.
Right.
as
That's,
a separate sticker or whatever they call
Well,
it.
we'll get a new rewrap on this one, so we can put it on there then. But I'd like it to look like the other two trucks that we own. The wrap that he has doesn't match the 2 trucks we have.
Okay.
The wrap that he has is the same as the ones over in one?
Right.
Yeah, and we were, one of the
Pretty,
reasons,
but-
no, one of the reasons that we wanted to, that is they're way more visible, and it was going to cost, we were hesitant with the extra cost on the other 2 units, the current units that we have, and that's the only reason we held off on those ones.
So this wrap is cheaper?
No. This one, I mean, if we're gonna, this one's gonna have to be wrapped.
Because I saw these got rewrapped again,
Well,
right?
no, they just got the
They used to be a
letter
different
changed.
color too,
So
right?
this one is red,
The other 2 are white.
and the other 2 are
Right.
white.
Right.
So that one's gonna have to be fully wrapped no matter what.
Right.
And that's all. So we opted with the white ones to say hold. We don't need to spend that extra money on that one. Since this one's got to be wrapped completely, then let's make it as visible as possible and bright and shiny, and we want maximum visibility on it as opposed to the white ones. That's what we're looking at. That's why he had the wrap design that's similar to ESD1s, as opposed to just wrapping it white and then.
Because the wrap that you have is just the blue, is that correct? Or is it complete red and blue?
It's red and blue.
Red and
it's
blue.
very, very distinctive, and I really, really like that. But it is your marquee. It is ESD1's marquee. I mean, when you see that truck, it's an ESD1 truck. When I see ESD2 in Bexar County, their wrap is, you know who it is the minute you see that. And I like that idea. I go back to saying we're ESD4. I would love to see us, whether it's blue, green, orange, whatever, at some point we come to a wrap that says who we are.
Who carries the insurance on that
Can't we
vehicle?
just do the same wrap because we're getting a better price, but
Well, you said the
again,
price
put
is the same.
ESD4. Like, the letters and
We
numbers
can just say owned by ESD4 and then operated by
on
ESD1.
the door or wherever you should.
Well, they have to put operated by ESD1. That's state law.
Yeah.
That's licensing.
Yeah. Because they carry the license on the unit.
Is that on the trucks now?
On it.
Yeah.
Is that on the trucks now?
Yes.
Where at?
Back
On the door.
On the back?
That's on
By the bumper?
door.
Yeah, same place y'all had it.
Yeah. Okay. But do we want to wrap our trucks to match ESD1?
But it's operated.
I think we do.
Yes.
I do too.
I think we do. And I think
that's
we do.
state law.
Again, it's
Then I don't know why.
a continuity of service across the board, that they're no longer going to get the same treatment.
Yeah, but I'm thinking of just.
No matter who shows up, because if they're coming down if they're coming down
recognize it.
send it down from the cost,
Okay.
that's who's going to show up.
We're like a dual thing here, like ESD and Medina County.
It's who's showing up, and it's people seeing the same truck showing up is what's,
So that we can,
and it's bright.
this time, can I just make a motion that we do approve the wrap for the M8142 for $10,941 and amend the budget? Because I don't think we have that in the budget.
I have
And
a
add
motion on the
ESD4.
table to approve the wrap budget for the third unit. Second. I have a second. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed?
Aye.
It's carried. You got it?
Who's
After
second?
bedtime.
Patrick?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, is there any more, Dave?
Two at 9:30.
Okay,
What are we going to do about the BC truck?
we're gonna wait.
We gotta go
Okay.
ESD2, see if they'll fit.
I'm gonna look at the agenda once we're done here, their agenda, and see if we can
I'm still in the meeting. I'll call you back.
if I can get in there. Okay, so we're going to go down to old business. We need to talk quickly about, we're not going to need to talk about interlocal. We'll just get a quick one. You'll be able to go quick. We already talked about Texas class and final. Okay, so really what we're going to talk about is Natalia. Two things are going on with Natalia. Last month, to bring the two new board members up to date, last month we voted to option out of the Natalia's offer to take their land, to use their land. I think I kind of explained some of the rationale in the letter that I sent out. But for it to be clear, the big pieces on that one were it just presents a lot of risk for us. They have a 30-day notice that they can say, we're done. You guys got to move out. And I think that's, if we're going to put a building on there, then we have to remove it. And we have to do all the things that I think it represents too much risk for ESD4 having that location. However, our service requirements do dictate that we have a substation in Natalia. Back up a little bit. On the 15th of last month, I delivered a letter to the city of Natalia that said, hey, thank you, but we're going to opt out on Section 10.4 on the agreement. I spoke with Ken about this on Friday night, and he said there is no risk to us, in his opinion, for any kind of issue with them. But Tommy did send us a letter over here. They delivered a letter on, what was the date? The 8th, just the other day, to ask us to push off for another 30 days. I think is what. Yeah, they wanted they call it a 30-day cooling off period, and I didn't quite understand that. We're still, our intent is to still, and we'll talk about this one in a sec, is still to put the substation in the city, but it's just not going to be on their land. So I'll bring it up for discussion if any questions.
The letter stating was 30 days before we make a decision to buy another piece of property.
No.
What is the?
They said I'm sorry. In the clause in the interlocal agreement that we had with them said that either of us could cancel the contract, that interlocal agreement, and have a 30-day period. So when I delivered on the 15th, so the 14th, actually it's today.
Yes.
Today is 30 days.
Today's the 14th.
Oh, actually.
Today's the 14th.
Yes. Yesterday was the 14th. Yesterday was 30 days. Right.
The 13th?
Today's the 14th.
Yes, but it was 31 days in December. So yesterday would have been the
30-day mark.
You delivered that December 15th?
Yes.
Okay.
But we can push that back if you guys want to. So they're requesting that we go another 30 days. And I don't understand their rationale. Does anybody have any discussion on this one?
Is it going to hurt us if we wait?
Since everything seems to be on delay, I mean literally, and we're talking about building relationships.
Yep.
Let's give them the 30 days, see what they have to say. Build that, because right now, whatever is going on, I don't think we're all on the same page. I understand what you're saying as far as, we don't ever want to be in a situation where somebody could tell us to leave. That really and truly, I wouldn't want that on my house. Although the mortgage company can do the same thing. But having said that, it makes sense to not want that type of clause in a long-term contract. I do know that cities do lease property, but they usually have a contract that's in the best interest of the person doing the lease and not the person, giving you that lease.
No, let me ask this: is there any reason?
I just want to make them mad.
Make them mad.
Natalia.
No, is there any reason that we should extend that 30-day period? Does anybody see a reason?
I thought what Patrick said was legitimate reason.
To cooling off period.
To what end? Do we see another reason? Is there something else you would want to do?
To retain a.
Is there any reason?
Let's say we don't give it to them. Let's just take that route. How do we benefit?
By not giving it to them.
Wait. You need to finish this because you put us in a legal contract, a verbal contract for another piece of property. We'll talk about that one in a second. So that's. But we can't. You've already moved forward on that. We cannot say that we're going to stay in this interlocal agreement when we've already made an offer on another piece of property.
No, that's not true. No, we have not signed a contract on the other piece of property. We made an offer on the contract, and now I'll talk about some the discussion points from Ken. But as far as, I guess my question is, do you see a reason that we should, it would be helpful for us to do that, to give another 30 days, or is it just another delay? Because I guess my question is, do you see a way that we would ever go into, go back to that contract and go back to putting a building on their property?
I would refer that to the rest of the board. I mean, me personally,
that's what I'm asking everybody.
I don't have a problem with having a long-term lease with somebody. My understanding was, and I haven't read their contract, so I'm speaking from ignorance, just from street talk, was that they made an agreement that they would pay for the water and the sewer and a lot of different things, which would actually save the district a lot of money. The location is somewhat beneficial to them because it's by their fire department, by their police department, and also close to their city hall. So I can kind of see that. But the bigger issue is that if we're not in a really big rush, I just don't want to make them mad. I'd like them to come back here and make a counter offer if they want to. And it's something that the board is willing to listen to. Great. If they're not willing to listen to, then so be it. I just want to calm the cooling thing. Get everybody calmed down. Whatever everybody's all upset about, just calm it down. I don't see a rush.
Well, so I would disagree with the rush.
Because we've already put them off for 3 years.
I would disagree with the rush, absolutely. We've been screwing around too long.
Can I clarify this?
Please.
So, we have city council members come in here and tell us that you're going to build this building, X, you're going to do this, you're going to do that.
They did tie our hands. They were trying to tie our hands on this.
We were talking about putting a portable building up, which is the same thing as the police station is over there. And they said, absolutely not. We will not authorize that. We will not give you clearance to build that, put that on that property. So they're trying to force us into whatever they want. We are our own government body, and we have this discussion. We don't feel like another entity should come in here and mandate what we can or cannot build. So we opted to opt out of the interlocal agreement, and we moved on. We authorized Steve dollar figure to offer on another piece of property.
Chief, you raised your hand up. Did you have something to interject?
Yeah, I was going to get to him. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, Patrick. Are you done?
So that's to catch you up on what's taking place here.
Okay.
Along with the clause in the contract says that either party can give 30 days notice, and it also says if we build a building on there, we're responsible to remove that building from their property.
It's just too much risk. That part of it is.
Yeah.
And additionally, I'll say this, and I referenced this in that letter I sent you guys just to recap. We are going back to our earlier discussion about Texas class. We are so limited by what we can invest in, and land is an investment. A building is not an investment. So that land will appreciate over time. The building will not. And I give the example of having that ability to have that. Should we take a different direction in the future? The ESD2 owns a fire station that's now a Napa, or is it the DVFD? Whatever. They own that fire station that's now leased. So they have income on that piece of property. Even though they moved, they have income. And it's one of the few ways that as a political entity has the ability to make an investment in a hard asset that is going to appreciate.
Okay.
And as it is right now, I personally don't see any way forward with this. And it's a very generous offer to give us use of land.
Yeah.
But I think especially as separate political entities that we are completely. It would be the same as, in the analogy I would give is that if DPS decided to put or had an agreement with the city of Natalia, could be, and they would, hey, you can put something here, but we're going to keep possession of that land. And I just don't think that's a position that we need to put our constituents. Which, by the way, we have 10 times the number of people that we serve in the city. The city has about 2,000. We have about 20,000. We have a huge district.
No.
Compared to the city. So we are separate. We need to be sure we're separate and distinct political entities. And this was something that actually that Ken had a big problem with. Is he said?
May I stop you?
Yeah.
Everything you said makes sense.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah.
None.
Okay.
All I was trying to do is that, again, going back to PR, that we try to calm these tempers down, and we don't have everybody mad at everybody.
Right.
That's not our business. We're in the business of helping people, and I just want to give them the opportunity. I have talked to them. I live over there. I've talked to the mayor. I've talked to council members. They're going to be happy. It is all get out. Just if we put something in their city, that's a given fact, guys. And so that's not the issue. I think right now everybody's just mad because they're confused about what's this and what's that. So, just Brenda, go over there and talk. Make peace, and so they're going to be happy with whatever we do.
Now let me follow that on to the next discussion. Is that again? Last month we voted that we. Well, hold on. You want to talk on this?
Just from the outside looking in, there was a lot of emotions involved with this, with Natalia coming over here and some discussions you had. It's going to be emotional no matter what. Are we going to delay this 30 days to kind of stroke those emotions? Or are we going to move faster 30 days so Miss Jones down the road gets a EMS station 30 days faster?
That's a good point.
Okay. Thank you. Now,
So will this really delay us moving forward by 30 days?
Is it going to change their emotions in 30 days?
Probably not.
Actually, my personal opinion is they're going to be happy with us putting a building over there, period.
No matter
I don't
what.
think it's on that property or not. I just don't want to get them mad by saying, we're going to blow you
They're
off.
already mad.
I don't want
And
to.
that's kind of my point.
If we have to go over there, I'll go over there and visit with them tonight, let them know, hey, everything is still great, guys. We're just simply not going to put it right here. And this is the reason why. And they'll get it.
but that's what we've told them since the beginning.
Okay.
That was actually the original discussion in February of last year when I went to the city council meeting and said, hey, we just saw this requirement. We're new. We're going to make this happen. We're going to do everything we can for this to make it happen as fast as we can. And I said, we're going to look at all of our options. The board discussed options, and was not received well. They were not happy with what I would even suggest something that was not something in their mind. It was very a very unprofessional reception, I will tell you that, in a city council meeting. And it was inappropriate. I was taken aback, and I did not appreciate. And that level of emotion that's there, I don't think we should be involved with that. I think it represents too much risk. They're going to be mad or happy. I can't control that. I don't know. That's on them. They're going to have to deal with their stuff. We have an obligation to our constituency, which is not the same. We overlap some, but we have an obligation to our constituency that we serve them properly. So we have to do what's best for the district, not what's best for the city and emotion.
Well, I don't think they're looking at what's best for the city. I disagree with that statement. But having said that, let's move on.
So
with the 30 or not the 30?
No, we don't want to do it. Just don't do it.
Okay.
I mean, they had an opportunity. I went and talked to them. I said, you guys if you want to protest this, you need to come down to the meetings. You need to send a letter. I guess they sent a letter. I'm really surprised they're not here. But at the end of the day, in my discussions with them, I know that beyond a shadow of a doubt, they're going to be very happy with their station.
And I would hope that too. We have a different vision because of what we're different.
Yeah.
So, and we've got a good vision for it.
Yeah.
And I think that I hope that they're going to be. I know that their citizens will be happy because it's going to be there for them, and will be within the city.
Absolutely.
So,
With that said, I make a motion that we do not extend the interlocal agreement for 30 days. That we move forward with the plan that we have.
all right, a motion on the table to not extend the 30-day period. Do I have a second?
I'm second.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Aye.
Okay. So carried. Second piece on that is the purchase of the land in the city, the piece of property, and this is for you guys to understand. This is the slab right at the intersection of 470, where 471 dead ends into 132. Right there. It's a slab. It sits up high. It's a great location. We brought ESD1's builder out. Their deputy chief or assistant chief? Okay, deputy chief out who would be responsible for helping us through this building, and he said it's very appropriate. The original negotiation last month, the authorization I had was negotiated with was up to 150. It came in at 120. We're at 120,000 for that piece of property. It has power, water, sewer, everything on it, and it's ready to start building. The slab is, in Jamie's estimate, was very high quality. We can build right on it as we go.
The slab is there?
The slab is there. The
big
foundation is already
I see
there.
it.
Yeah, it's huge.
This is really kind of an ideal location as far as that goes.
What was there before?
Pardon me?
Having the slab there already?
Years ago, there was a
Theater?
I'm sorry?
Was it a theater?
No, years ago it was they had the cannery on the north end of town, or the south end of town, and then up from the cannery was a place where all the workers, like migrants and folks like that, was a huge metal building there for years, and so a lot of different workers actually housed there. And then they also sold vegetables and whatnot, but that business went down. Eventually the building was torn down, but the slab is huge, solid. It's been there for years. It's the location as far as, if it's me, I know a lot of calls that we get coming out of Natalia, or out that 471, and so it's right there.
Do we know though that it's gonna pass inspection?
Yeah, I'll get with that.
Okay.
Go ahead. But I'm with you. Yeah.
But yeah, it's I'm very familiar with the property. I've looked at buying that property, as a matter of fact, and
by the way,
because it has everything there.
That thing was listed at 220 originally.
It's a good piece of property. It's a good location.
The alley access to get in and out. It may not be ideal for a turnaround, everything else like Patrick was looking at, but for that location,
But you have a
you should.
huge driveway, right? Depending on which way you face.
Well, we would face it, so it would be the building would be in the front. You would see it, but the access to it for the ambulances would be coming through the alleyway in the back.
Right, from 3rd Street, right?
Yeah, whatever street that is.
There's a big alley.
Is it 3rd or 2nd?
That's 3rd. 2nd is downtown.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the original 1st Street.
Does it go all the way to 3rd?
I'm sorry?
Does the property go all the way to 3rd?
It does.
Just to the
No. It's right. It's just right there on the corner. Okay. Is it?
That's what I'm asking.
Yeah, it's a big.
Yeah. Oh, the property is the whole corner. Yes.
Goes all the way back from 2nd Street to 3rd Street.
It doesn't go all the way to 3rd?
No.
Yeah, okay.
No, there's another piece of property behind it that's vacant.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, that's not
Yeah.
part of it.
It's not part of it. No.
So what's the size of that? Do you know?
It's a third of an acre. 1/3 of an acre.
Yeah.
Plenty of room for getting in and out.
We could put 3 bays in there. So we.
I'm not worried about that. It's like,
Yeah, that's what I was saying. So the way it sits is roads there. Here's 132.
yeah.
Here's 471. It sits like this, and then there's a big alleyway that goes right through there. It's part of the easement. It all sits there.
Okay.
So the access point would be in and out through here, and then back in or whatever it is. One of the things that I noticed about there too is there's that flashing light. I guess it's right there.
It is.
There's that flashing light that's right there, and you see in a lot of fire departments where they'll change that flashing light over to a red light if there's activity, and I don't think it would be too much of a stretch to, I don't know, to change it over to...
I'm going to brag about Natalia PD. When you come into Natalia, if you don't
Come
slow
on,
down,
DOT.
if you don't slow down, they'll grab you.
Okay, so this is the place. Right now, this was another discussion with Ken, with the attorney on this one, and I'll give you his comments here. He wanted to make sure the deed restrictions. He said there's a deed restriction on it. When I talked to the owner about it, he's like, I don't know anything about a deed restriction. However, it's fine. Just the same thing what you're talking about with the inspection piece is Ken recommends that we do not need to do an environmental inspection on it. We have a 30-day feasibility period. where it will go to the title company, and that's where all of the other things that we want to do, where the survey, the deed restrictions, will all be reconciled during that 30-day title period. Ken recommended no need for an appraisal on this one. It's at fair market value. And then the only thing I would need right now, there's two things. One is an authorization for the earnest money of $1,200 to go to the title company to begin this process. And then the second piece is myself, and I recommend the treasurer, but that's up for option if anybody else wants to be involved with this one, to just be the ones who are executing the transaction. So if we want to move forward with it, this is, again, $120,000 for this 1/3 acre. You guys know the location and you know what it represents.
Now we're just going to pay cash on this?
We'll just pay cash on this.
So I didn't hear that we're make sure that the thing is, I'm just losing my brain power today.
We can put in there during that feasibility period, we can say we want to have an inspection on that.
The inspection, yes.
Yes.
Thank you. The inspection for the slab.
No, we'll have to pay for that. And I don't know what that cost is.
Yeah, all they do, the slab, the cost for that is cheap. They just drill and
Well,
test
we just need to
the
make
slab.
sure,
It's not
otherwise
expensive.
we might have to remove it, and that's expensive too.
Yeah.
Okay.
When it comes down to
So-
it, when we go to get permits to put...
We can do that during the feasibility period.
They're going to need to know if that slab will take it. So
Just don't get surprised.
I don't want to have some surprise that, oh, guess what, we can't put the building in today because it's got to take cement out. Okay, just saying.
Will we do that in the 30-day feasibility? That way we can back out of the
So,
contract?
yes, please put that in the...
Okay,
the
so
inspection.
there is a caveat to that, though, if we're going to do that. And I don't disagree with you. I think that's a good thing to do. During this period, we're not going to have a meeting to have a discussion about this. So there will be a cost involved with having the inspection done.
Yes.
So if we're going to do that, and if you're going to authorize me to go forward with the transaction, then we will also, I'll talk to Jamie about this and say, all right, we need to get this foundation inspected, whatever the core, I don't know what it's got to be. He's going to have to tell me on this one because he's smart. But I need an authorization for a dollar amount for that in order to do that. So, and I don't know what that number is.
I don't have any idea either on the inspection.
The last time that I was involved in this, to do an inspection, I think they charged us $300 per drill. And typically they measure, because they don't just do one spot, they want to do like 3. So that's like 3, 6, 9. You could spend $1,500 if my numbers are in the ballpark to get those 3 drills. But you do the front of the slab, the center of the slab.
Huh? Okay. So then there's 3 things that we have to, if we want to go down this road, there's 3 things that would have to be approved on here. Number 1 is the $1,200 expenditure to the title company. And that goes as to the earnest money essentially to get the title, get this thing rolling.
Yes.
Second piece is that you authorize me, or me and one other, to execute the real estate contract with a 30-day contingency period, and after that, or feasibility, and then after that feasibility period, 7 days after that, we would close. That's the second one. The third one is a dollar amount for inspections, required inspections, and I would err on the high side of that.
Yeah.
I would say if that's your estimates on that one,
Double it.
then I would double it. Yeah, I think $3,000, up to $3,000 that I don't need to come back to the board for in order to make that execute that.
And then
You guys understand that? Am I clear on that one?
Yes, sir. And in that process, the only other thing that I would ask is possibly, because your chief is in that business, so he knows a lot about that stuff, that somehow you're talking with him anyway, so just...
He was there. He kicked the tires on it too.
Okay.
So the survey, they have to pay for that too? Or is it stuff?
No, the survey is actually complete.
Okay.
The owner completed a survey on this one previously. Yeah. Yeah.
And then, because I think a lot of times when you buy a property that has a slab on it like that, your insurance company is usually going to come in after the fact and go, did you have the slab inspected? Was there somebody that's qualified to make a decision on, is the sewer good? You know what I'm saying? That's just kind of
That's part of the feasibility piece of that one, so inspection.
Awesome.
So do we want to do more for other inspections? Do we want to have do we want more?
We can always call an emergency board meeting if we have to.
Okay.
I would.
But I will say, if we're going to do this, we only have a 30-day period on feasibility.
Your water and sewer, it has to be good up to the tap anyway.
Correct.
So
I would assume, yes. City.
we're not hooking up to it until we're ready to hook up, and the city has to make sure.
Yeah, the
it's
city
hooked
will
up
inspect
to the tap.
Yeah.
So we don't have to worry about that.
But I just want to make sure that the contractor guy says, hey, look, Steve, yeah, it's a good price for the land, but now because of this, and this, you're going to spend an additional $180,000 to repair a bad sewer system or level the land or whatever those other additional hidden costs might be. Because he's the expert, and I kind of want to depend on him to help us on that. But having said that, I would entertain a motion.
I would entertain a motion. I would entertain a motion that we do three things. Number one is authorize expenditure of $1,200 to the title company. Number two is authorize us to go under contract. And again, my recommendation is myself and the treasurer to go under contract on this piece of property for $1,200 or $120,000. And the third is to authorize $3,000, up to $3,000 for any needed inspections on the property. Second. No, I didn't make that motion.
So moved.
I would okay, motion there. Second motion. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? So carried.
Okay, we need to go back to finances. I'm sorry.
Oh, and
Ma'am?
amend the budget.
Oh, and amend the budget accordingly.
Yeah. Thank you.
First, second, third, all opposed? Yeah.
Okay.
Any opposed?
No.
That too.
Okay, we need to go back to finances because we need to say that we already approved Brenda, yourself, and me as signatures on the bank account.
Oh, yes.
Add Pat
We missed it.
and Debbie on the signatures for the bank account.
So, motion on that for the change, all of the new board members. So number 1B.
Second that motion.
So that all parties will be on or authorized to be on the bank account for their appropriate. Yes. Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? So carried. Okay.
Would call us and say, come down and sign.
Pardon me?
When they're ready, will you call us and say,
Yes,
come
I
sign?
will.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, last one we're going to talk about, we already talked about AT&T Fiber, we already talked about Texas Class, and we already talked about the interlocal. Final coordination for safety conference. This is your opportunity as the board members to have a conversation with Stephanie and kind of figure out if there's anything missing on your knowledge on what we need to be doing, where we need to be, anything else like that. And I say go.
What hotel is it?
Yeah.
It is the Marriott River Center.
Is it connected to the convention center?
Conventions at Henry B.
No.
It's across the road. I don't know if it's across the road or around the corner, but it's right there. In the
Yeah, it's
I
around.
think it's the old modular one, the one that they
So we
blocks
park
together.
at the river.
No, I'm
center.
serious. It was modular.
Yeah.
It's
What
around
did
the
you say? I'm
corner.
sorry, I didn't hear you.
We park at the River Center Mall. Whatever.
I have to get back to you because it's still like Polly's supposed to get it finalized tonight, and then she'll tell me tomorrow. So I will email everybody everything y'all need to know. What I did attach here so y'all know is for the new people who've never been to one or whatnot, it's kind of like the layout, the schedule, what's going on, and check-in is going to be about 5 on Wednesday night for all of us that need to go to the ESD 101 class on Thursday morning. And then kind of different layout of the schedule, and then I know somebody asked me, maybe not y'all, but this is kind of the cost and the rooms and who's going and whatnot, and we will have a dinner Wednesday night after we're all there. Then we will have the meet and greet Thursday night where that's everybody in the whole entire safety conference, and you go through and there's vendors and what whatnot, and anybody else that you want to talk to, and then I think there's something on Friday night, but I'll get back to you on that too. But I know Wednesday and Thursday.
Probably in here.
Is the dinner on Wednesday to be just 4?
It is 1, 4, and 2.
Okay.
So the dinners that I'm talking about are separate. The dinner, like I said, Wednesday, ESD1, ESD2, and ESD4, since we're so working together, it's going to be a chance for us to get to know each other better.
Oh my.
And then the Thursday night is everybody. It's 5 to 7, and it's everybody in the whole entire
5 to
conference in
7.
the state of Texas who's coming to this wonderful place in San Antonio.
What's the hotel again, Stephanie?
The Marriott River Center.
And you're going to kick us out and email them on it?
Yes,
On
sir.
everything,
100%.
full coordination?
Yes, sir.
Appreciate
Yes,
it.
sir.
And them too?
Some will be spending the night, step home, close the drive home, but, I think a lot.
You're not going with them?
Spending so many of these things.
Listen, Sandy's not coming anywhere near you, so.
I'm all conferenced out.
Oh, okay.
The last one was.
Oh, Jessica be driving back and forth?
With, Las Vegas. No.
I hate these damn things. I can tell you.
Yes, never again. But he'll just come home.
Okay. Everybody good for safety? Any questions?
Nah, good.
Yeah, Brenda jinxed us at the beginning.
It's going to be fast.
Okay, with that, I'll take any comments from the room. Anything? Guys, thank you everyone for sticking it out. And our next meeting is will be on February 11th. Next regular meeting is February 11th, right here, same bat time, same bat channel. And with that, I will take a motion for.
I make a motion and we adjourn.
I'll second.
And all opposed or all in favor? You see?
Aye.
Any opposed?
What time is it?
It is 10.
10:01.
Thanks again for being here.
Are you starting now?